All right, the last of my books is The Secrets of Youthing. I have 6 of them that are out, and they're all about urine therapy. So this one, Leonard Orr talks about how he healed everything, including senility, and how he achieved physical mortality. But in there, he describes that he learned it from Babaji, also known as Shiva, according to a lot of devotees of Babaji. And so I took that as a message that Shiva told me through Leonard that I should start urine therapy. I should drink the pee, take the gulp. And I didn't have any illness I was thinking of at the time. And so it was just a natural spiritual connection that happened for me. So that's how I got started. For the people who wanted to know, my urine therapy Bible has been, it still is, Golden Fountain by Cohen Vanderkroon out in Holland. Terrific book, terrific book. The complete guide on urine therapy. So let's do a toast. It's now around 8:28 Hawaii time. I don't know what time you have there. We're still waiting on the other folks. Sarah, let me check on Sarah because she asked for the link. The line is open and we have students. Come on on. Join us. And the other person who's missing is Tanya. Now, sometimes if you guys can't make it to the class, let me know and we can do a makeup class. We can do a makeup class. The line is open. Come join the students in class. And there are some students that they can't make it on a certain date or a certain time. You reschedule. Sarah's in the house. Okay. So what we didn't get is Tanya. All right, Sarah's in. She's good. All right. And she's going to open up. I hope you guys can stay for 3 hours. If you can, awesome, pistastic, magnificent, all those P lovely words. Some call me a P-fessor for some reason. I have no idea. I do have a PhD in urotherapy. And if you didn't know that, DP over there in the corner, a Texas gal, listen, I've got this urotherapy degree that I offer for people on the planet who feel like they have enough confidence and understanding education about urotherapy that I give them an honorary urotherapy degree. And I do that in recognition of my mentor, Dr. Vijay Gupta, who was a water, of all things, a water hydrologist professor at Colorado University for 35 years. So he granted me the honorary urotherapy degree, which gives me a PhD. I know there's a pun in there somewhere. I have a PhD in urotherapy that also offers me the right to pass it on to the next generation and so forth. So if anybody wants to be get an honorary certificate or diploma or doctrine, whatever you want to call it, honorary doctrine in urotherapy, let me know. All right. We also have the Water Family Directory. It's still happening at brothersage.com. It's a great resource. If you know anybody who wants to find a urine therapy teacher or therapist near them in whatever country we have listed right now, that's the place to find it. It's at brothersage.com. You find the link, our tab that says resources, and it drops down, and then it says UT directory, and that's where you find all these people. If you want to be listed, reach out to me. I'll tell you how to be listed as either a beginner, an intermediate, or a master teacher. All right, so who are we waiting on? Tanya? We're going to get going here. Did you everybody bring refreshments? Only in a class about urine therapy can you have this much fun talking about something that you can only talk to, really, that makes sense, is other people who practice this. So you guys make drinking this stuff fun. All right. I'm going to read from this book. Is it backwards? Okay. Last time we did a communion. In one of these classes, I'm going to ask one of you to volunteer to give the prayer, do the communion. So don't be surprised, Sarah, if I ask you. Anything could happen. Oh not that. So I'm reading from the Heart, Head, and Hand Decrees, and this is a prayer by a master named Kuthumi. And the reason I like this prayer, that's a chart of the I Am Presence. Have you seen that one? That's a whole nother class, so we're not going to go there. As I read the phrase, it's not going to be call or response like we did last time, which is kirtan or chanting style. I'm just going to read it through, but I'd like you to listen to it, how it sounds a lot like our golden water, our light, Shivambu light. Here goes. I am light, glowing light, radiating light, intensified light. God consumes my darkness, transmuting it into light. This day, I am a focus of the central sun. Flowing through me is a crystal river, get it? A living fountain of light that can never be qualified by human thought and feeling. That's why I say it's in a category all unto itself. I am an outpost of the divine. You get used to hearing roosters around here, so if you hear some, you'll know why. Such darkness, I'm an outpost of the divine. Such darkness as has used me is swallowed up by the mighty river of light, which I am. I am light. I live in light. I am light's fullest dimension. I am light's purest intention. I am light, 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 flooding the world everywhere I move, blessing, strengthening, and conveying the purpose of the kingdom of heaven. Blessings. Cheers.
Is that Elizabeth Clare Prophet?
Yes, it is.
Mm.
Good call, Susan. Good call. So, this is the part where we get to go over what we didn't understand from the first class, or if there's anything that's come up for you since our last class, you would like some understanding. Who would like to go first? Anything? Did you try any new protocols from last week? Some new topical protocols. You basically did oral. You basically did some drinking. Did anybody apply it on the face, up the nose, and the eyes, and the ears, all those places? Well, you will. You will. If you want to get into a lifestyle that where you can actually reclaim your gut and your brain and your energy and your vitality, and of some of us in our sexiness, this has the ability to do that for you. All right. Did anybody discover a new protocol? All right, we're going to have a fun class. All right. Just to review the Shivambu wisdoms and the wisdom chart. And Trina, you got one of those. So the first thing on the list is that Shivambu is an intuitive elixir, remedy, or panacea. Now, I was raised by a man who was an ex-Air Force and then became a podiatrist. So he had like the medical mindset of a podiatrist. But since everybody's been waking up since 2020, and we know that that certain medical system isn't real, I don't use the word medicine much anymore. So if someone says this golden water is a panacea or a remedy or something like that, that's why I said it that way. So it's intuitive, meaning that it has a built-in guidance system known as your intuition. So the questions you would go try to find answers in a book, reach out to Brother Sage, one of the other speakers on the planet. The intuition will tell you, should you drink more during the day? Is it okay to have it around food? What if I don't put a lid on the top? Is it good for this, that, and the other thing? You're going to eventually get really sharp in understanding the power of your own body. And in this case, your gold water. All right. No, any questions? All right. If you had questions, I would say, ask your intuition. All right. We're going to have fun today. Number 2, Shivambu works without dogma, rules, or superstition or tradition. So a lot of people who approach healthcare from the old model, the old medical model that says you have to follow rules and you have to dot the T's, cross the I's, or whatever that is, and you have to do it the same way every time to make things work for you. It doesn't work in urine therapy. There are an infinite ways you can use this water, and you get so creative, particularly when you get into the protocols. One thing you're going to learn, Tanya, is that I take this subject matter extremely serious and comedic at the same time, because we need comedy to bridge the gap with the people who think we're in a cult or that we're crazy. So sometimes you have to like come up with a new novel protocol where you can do an eye wash without an eye cup. And Joseph out there in Montana came up with the goggle idea. So instead of using eye cups, you can just fill this up and blink, blink, leave your eyes open for 5 or 10 minutes. And it's funny as ever. So you gotta lighten up when it comes to this subject matter. All right, so you get that idea? You can't mess up with this water. You can't do it wrong. It's always perfect. You have to just surrender and trust that there is a guidance system, there is a power, there is a quality of you that comes through you. And see, this is a metaphor for each one of you folks here, that you're more than you've been ever told you are. And there's a lot more to discover when you clean away the belief systems and the patterns that we think about all the time that limit us or scare us. Oh, I got preachy. Okay, here we go. Shivambu is a universal panacea regardless of what you think about it. And here's how I explain that. It doesn't matter if you use a woman's orin or a man's orin. It doesn't matter if you use an adult's orin or a child's orin. It doesn't matter if you use a different race whose orin you use. It doesn't matter if you use the same species. As a matter of fact, people heal their dogs with their urine all the time. Did I tell the story about the pit bull? Okay, a friend of mine out in Arkansas, she takes urine baths all the time. She's got lots of it stored all over her house. And so she would fill her up, and when she was left the bathroom to go in the kitchen to do something, she came back and her pit bull is splashing and dancing in her tub of pee, her pee tub, and drinking it and having a great time. And after 4 days, she noticed that the dog's hip pain was gone. So people are finding that it's interspecies. In India, they drink from a cow, a camel, a goat. So anybody who has any resistance, and you say, well, what if so-and-so can't urinate, and this is someone's father, mother, grandfather, whatever, your urine will work just fine. If they have an epileptic seizure or something, and you can get it in their mouth to get into their bloodstream, or you're a nurse and you know how to inject it. So there are times when you have to overcome your considerations to really help people out. And it happens to me all the time. So you get used to it. You'll talk about things in this journey that you never thought you would talk about, even admitting you pee in the bathtub. I mean, people are pretty easygoing about that. All right. It's an evolutionary or evolving living water. So I'm known as a wordsmith. If you write books and you give talks, you learn to craft the human language. And so some of the things we've used in the old paradigm, like the word aged and aging, and I've heard people, Harry Manatee and other people, they associate the word aged with urine. Aged urine is good for that. Aged urine is good for that. Aging urine, blah, blah, blah. And for me, I don't know about you guys, but many people associate that word with losing your strength, getting sick, getting old, running out of life, and you're dying. And so I changed it to what it really embodies, which is evolution. It's an evolving orin. It's an evolutionary orin, and it's a metaphor for us as souls. We are evolving and we are evolutionary. Did you like that one? Somebody interact with me. Don't be a tough audience here. Okay. Have you tried saturation dosing? Do you know what that is yet? Okay, saturation dosing is basically it's an accelerated approach to doing your healing without just drinking the Orin and waiting for a timeline, which all of a sudden everything's healed and you feel great again. It accelerates for two reasons. It accelerates your healing can be like that. One is change everything, the diet, exercise, how well your emotions run, your emotional well-being, and your spiritual life. Some people call sacredness. All right. So how to saturate so you can overcome the things that you've been, dealing with in your health challenges, as well as things that were involuntarily thrown at you without your consent or awareness, chemtrails, stuff that's falling in our food supply, our water, even our organic ranch farms, they get this, they're under the same contamination. So you got to do your best to clean the body out. And urine works a lot faster when you're doing topical protocols as well as just the oral consumption. And when we get to the part where we get to do all these things, I mean, you already know what some of this stuff's all about, and we get to talk about it in class. Tanya, Trina, you're going to love to be in this class. What are you're gonna learn about neti pots. You're gonna get one, yeah. Yeah, I cup kids. This is very, very good thing to have. Oh, you're gonna grab yours? A nebulizer. She vanished. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. And she got a nasoline. That's a nasoline. This one's 60 milliliters. I don't know which one you got, Trina. So you're going to learn all this stuff eventually, and we get to that part of the class. So when you start incorporating that with just the drinking, it's going to drive these nutrients more into the direct route of whatever you're working on. I mean, it'll cover the whole body, but if you're trying to heal your liver, gallbladder, lungs, lymphatic system, gut, et cetera, sciatic issues, feet issues, foot soaks, compresses, you're going to learn all this, and it's going to be built into you. You'll get to the point where something hurts or something's off, and you have enough training. This is why we have these courses, so you'll know where to go. You'll know what to do and how to act on it. Any questions? Quietest class I've ever had. I can totally be nuts on this class. Okay. All right, the next point is there is no incurables. That's another lie that they told us, that some things are considered incurables. That cancer thing, that's a lie. The whole AIDS, I mean, all that is a lie. And the body is in regeneration mode 24/7. It does a lot better work when it doesn't have to stop and clean something out that you ate or something that got inside you. So if you can get ahead of that, not only get ahead of it, but prevent something from coming up. And so this is why a lot of people in the urine therapy community are health enthusiasts. They take it seriously. They wash, bathe, soak, drink, as often as possible. They fast as often as possible or do juices, and they move into either fruitarianism, veganism, or raw food because it's a lot less work on the body. Now, I talk to people from all diets, all spectrums of diets, and some of them make sense, and some of them are so out of the bandwidth, I don't get it. Like this one guy reached out and he said, you know what? I was a vegan and I switched to eating raw meat and drinking urine. And he says that's the best he's ever done, the best he's ever felt. And I had to really stretch my mind a bit. I go, right on. Okay. I won't take your class, but good for you. I was just wondering how long his body's going to endure that, because what the meat eaters don't realize, and I hope I don't offend anybody here, but what you're dealing with is the chemistry and the composition and the lack of enzymes the foods have, regardless of what you've been convinced. People are convinced that meat's good for you because the B vitamins and the proteins and aminos, blah, blah. You're looking at 3 days to digest through the intestinal tract. You're looking at acidic pH in it. You're looking at mucus forming, inflammatory forming, and a whole bunch of stuff, which I won't go into. So that's up to you guys. That's up to anybody who thinks that they can still, do that kind of thing. Any questions so far? Thanks for letting me rant. Okay. The word disease actually means lack of ease. If you took the word DI divided to DIS to EASE, it means lack of ease. The only thing you cannot heal, we've got 2 more to go. The only thing you cannot heal is what you say you cannot heal. It's the same thing when you're looking, you can equate it with success. The only thing you can't achieve is what you say you can't achieve. And here I am in Kauai living my dream, and I had a vision, and I sold everything, gave most of the stuff away. I bought a one-way ticket, took the leap of faith, and now I'm in a turquoise lavender room on the island, having a great life. The last thing is Shivambu is in a category all unto itself. If you try to explain urine therapy to some people, they can only go so far with you. As a matter of fact, one of the things we're going to learn is how to talk with doubters and naysayers and skeptics, the ones that look at you funny. And you go, yeah, you're the one who's always a funny. You're not doing this. So, we have a whole different perspective than they do. Does anybody have a book? Anybody looking at PDF? Okay, great. Great. All right. Oh, look at that. We're going to page 198. Wait. Before we go there, we're going to go to chapter 2. Oh, it's chapter 3, page 11. Okay, page 11 is what is faith or trust? What part does that play in using urine therapy? Sri Sanabaji considered orin therapy to be the boon of nature and a blessing by God for humanity. He describes human orin as a divine and most powerful medicine. God has shown us this true cure of all diseases. A truly wise person considers orin as the best of all cures. Its prowess is indestructible. I know I use the word orin sometimes. Do you know what that word means? It's another word for urine. And it's a lot softer and it doesn't sound disgusting. So thank you, Andrew Norton Weber, for teaching us that. All of the many opinions about AUT, which is an acronym for auto urine therapy, if you hear me say AUT, are worth considering with an open mind. It can be seen in all religions, cultures, and ancient Indian sects, including the Jains and the Buddhists, who have considered the orin cure to be a sure cure. And if you didn't know this, the origins of Ayurvedic medicine go back to urine therapy. Most Ayurvedic practitioners, they know about urine therapy, but the bashful ones don't tell their clients for some reason. So just a matter of fact there. Even the researchers are also slowly but unreservedly approving the sterling qualities of AUT. All these opinions and verdicts are good eye-openers. Has it occurred to you that Shivambu is, page 12, your personal aliveness, your water personal aliveness, well-being, and possible road to physical immortality? Harry Matadine of UK considers our Shivambu as our personal savior. I agree. Without questions, concerns, or fears about getting better. Speaking of which, hold on. About being, where was I? About getting better, you know that Shivambu is healing you or has healed you by now. Orin is a perfect elixir arriving in the most perfect timing when you need it. Faith clears obstructions, inflammation, toxins, pathogens, as these are being cleansed and released permanently from the body. Faith reminds you that you will never have to buy or use supplements or medication unless you still want to, because it's all in the water. And I'm finding people left and right going, I do not need the new magic lotion potion, superfood. I don't need to buy methylene blue or nicotine patches or whatever they're pushing these days, because your water has 5,661 nutrients. And when we look deeper into the ingredient list, it has nicotine in it. Urine has nicotine in it, nicotinic acid. Urine has aspirin in it. It has all these things that people are pitching. All the popular doctors right now, I won't name them, you know who they are. Okay. Faith in Shivambu clears the mind so creativity, imagination, curiosity will reawaken. Faith in Shivambu will guide you to choosing living foods, lighter foods, less food, or no food without resistance or conflict. The main reason people are afraid to fast or go raw foods is the fear of death. That they'll be missing something, their body won't get performing right, and they'll die if they don't have that special food that they were led to believe they're supposed to have. Does this make sense? We've empowered the food to be, the everything. But that has left a lot of anxiety in humanity. Wondering if you got it right, wondering if you're missing something, wondering if, and then if you get all into supplements, you go to your friend's house for a potluck. Oh, you're driving nuts. All right, of course, not everybody's ready for this leap of faith. Yeah, she got it. All right. Which is to begin drinking pee. Instead of obsessing over taste and smell, this is why I write these books. They're therapy for me. Orange is a sample of what is flowing through your veins and blood right before it gets to you. Right before it gets to you, it was just in your plasma. And any repulsive or response to orin is a motivation to improve the internal conditions rather than excuse for not using urine therapy. And I can't tell you how many people who have told me, been there, done that. Mm-hmm. Oh, I was there 20 years ago. Oh, yeah, I did. But then I recently saw you on a video, Jonathan Otto, and blah, 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 and they came back. Here comes our sister, Tanya. Tanya, welcome. Glad you made it.
Aloha.
Hello, everybody say hi to Tanya.
Hello.
She's already in. She's you're in. You're in. All right.
You're in.
Yeah, if you can notice how many times you use the word urine in a conversation and you don't realize you just said, you're in good company. You're in good hands. You're in the right time with the right people. See, it comes out of everyone's mouth, even unconscious people.
Mm-hmm.
So we're reading from the manual, page 12. And whether you have a PDF or a book?
A PDF.
All right, it'll still line up.
Okay.
It's at the bottom, page 12. Moment by moment, it is faith, also known as trust, that is steadying and balancing you. Faith is guiding and carrying you while you are navigating the mind through its endless stream of ideas or chatter. The reason I brought up faith, because your faith is what's going to help turn this whole thing around with our health, with our emotions, with our energy. That's part of your willingness to be healed is your faith. You can act on faith and trust the water. You can trust your innate ability and your intelligence. And it's your faith that's going to be transferred to people when they notice that you don't shake when you talk about drinking your pee. You seem really confident. You seem really certain. I trust that. I'll try it. It's transferable. And you're going to have people, I've really enjoyed this part, is where one of my friends out in Puerto Rico was having a challenge with her health. And I kept talking to her about Shivambu, and I kept talking about it. She says, okay, you convinced me. She goes in the bathroom, comes back with a jar of her pee, and does her maiden voyage on camera. In front of someone she's just barely met. And it's happened to me a couple of times, even in person. Men and women. Okay, you got me. I'm going to the bathroom. I'll be right back. So you never know who's going to be open to this. And it's not up to you to decide if it's safe or not, if it's a good time. Because I know a lot of people, some of you might be on the screen, you don't necessarily want to open up to your dad, your mom, your wife, your husband that you do this kind of thing. Well, I've been in the last 3 places I've lived in. That was something I had to get out in the open before it, because it was a pre-qualifier. Hey, is it okay if I practice urine therapy in the bathroom? No problem, no problem. Okay, fine. The last place was with a student of mine who saw me on Telegram and then realized we're on the same island. He drove all the way to meet me and bought 3 of my books, and he's now a friend of mine. So you never know where this will go. I've discovered 18 people in Kauai that drink urine. They do urine therapy.
Wow.
So give you an excuse to come visit. Hang out with the water tribe. All right. Trust in your own living water. Along with a daily practice, utilizing a variety of UT protocols, page 13, and you will achieve perfect health, well-being, abundance, and overwhelming feelings of gratitude for life. Our water purifies, cleanses, restores, regenerates every area of life. Skipping down to a paragraph, Shivambu devotees report a richness and greater quality of life. Their clear minds, blended with a calm relaxation and joy, brings them home to their natural way of being. Thanks to you, Shivambu, I am now at peace. I am enjoying all the beauty, blessings, and bounty in this moment. Okay? I just moved into this room and I painted it. There may be something that's airborne. So if I'm clearing my throat, I may be clearing some old emotions from the 19-year-old gamer who lived in this room. He seemed to love the world of digital, whatever that was. So any questions? Okay. Page 16. Have we already read this part? These are things that are in this water. And the reason why it's good to know what's in your water is because you'll understand why you're using it. And now we have Susan. Is she going to do 2 screens again? Yeah, she's trying hard. Now she's using a phone. All right, so when you know that there's magnesium and calcium and potassium and melatonin and and melatonin and serotonin and oxytocin. Welcome back, Susan. Now, if you didn't know, Susan is in Israel. And we have to send her blessings and safety because she's in the war zone and she's still able to transmit and get to these classes. So bless her heart. So where am I? Page 16? Page 16. So knowing all the ingredients in here, magnesium, B vitamins, amino acids, oxytocin, DHEA, all these things give you an understanding or an understanding, if you like that word, and a way to know when it's time to do the on, when it's time to do an enema, when it's time to do a fast. Because the people who are stressed out and their adrenals are about to blow out and their nervous system is a wreck, they're on information, energy, and you name it, overwhelm, emotional overload, then drinking these nutrients is what causes people to feel calmer in situations. Sleep better, have better bowel function because of the magnesium. Has anybody ever tried drinking a whole liter? Well, I have, and it flushes the entire GI tract. The reason I started doing that because Stanley Burroughs, who I studied with in the 70s, he was using a saltwater flush to clean the GI tract without using laxatives. And so he used a quart of warm water, a half a teaspoon of sea salt, that's all he knew at the time, maple syrup, no. And that's it, salt and water. You drink the entire quart. And so I exchanged it with urine, whether it's fresh or aged, drink the entire quart. And within an hour, you better find a toilet. Because things were just coming out. It's different than doing just the enema from the backside. It's a whole GI tract. So if you know there's dopamine, creatinine, I'm just going to read some of these to highlight them just so you get an idea that this is like a health food store, all in one gold water drink. It's activated, it's structured. We've seen it at 50 times magnification. There are crystals inside your water. It's a live, living, bioavailable water. So you can't buy this stuff at a store. You can't find it in an underground black marketplace. You know, you can't go to Turkey and some of these places and go, hey, psst, you got any golden water I can buy from you? It's you. It's you. It's all about you. It heals you and it heals everybody around you. Because if you show up being this radiating presence, people go, what are you doing, Sarah? Tanya, you're looking better all the time. What's your secret? And that's up to you to tell them, or just hand them one of my books. Say, well, read about it. This guy is an expert at it. Read the book on urine therapy. Anyway, so all these things are in here. Adrenaline, alanine, albumin, alatin, which is also in comfrey and aloe vera. Antibodies, amino acids, arginine, ascorbic acid, bicarbonate, biotin, calcium, carbonates, chloride, choline, cortisone, creatinine, cysteine, DHA, dopamine, enzymes, ephedrine, estrogen, folic acid, glucose, glutamic acid, glycine, hormones. You get the idea. So if you want to know, if you're really a deep diver and you want to know all 5,661 ingredients, there's a website from Canada I can send you. And you set the parameters of what ingredient that's in whatever substance you're checking on, in this case, it's urine, and the list goes on and on and on and on. I don't know who had the time to do this, but thank God they did this. And you can find this kind of information. So knowing this gives you a lovely way to help somebody if they're having a health challenge and they're saying, well, I need some more vitamin C or I need da-da-da-da. I said, you know, Orin has that and a lot more. Have you ever thought about, you know, putting some Orin on your body or soaking your feet in? I mean, you don't have to go for the drink it approach right away. Some people who you can feel the resistance, you can baby step them into and say, hey, would you be willing to soak your feet in it? Would you put a little bit on that sunburn or that blemish or whatever you're dealing with? And some people, more people are saying, yeah, I'll try that. It's not that big of a leap. And then you go to the side and you laugh because you realize that they just drank it through their skin. They didn't think about it that way. All right, any questions about the ingredients part of our water? The secret sauce. All right, good. Page 40. This is what makes this work. This is why some people get results and some people don't get results. And you're going to hear this question a lot. The longer you're on this journey, you're going to hear this question a lot. Does it work for this? Does it work for that? Does it work for this? Does it work for that? What about diabetes? What about multiple sclerosis, autism, PTSD? What about bipolar? What is it? Da, 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 da. And my answer is always, well, A, I don't know about that. I can tell you that if I drink it, I feel better. And that keeps you from being seen as a medical expert. Right? The other thing, will it work about this? Will it do about that? It's still effective. It's still going to work regardless. I lost my train of thought, but here we're back. We're back on the chapter. Thank you for keeping me focused, guys. Even as pee drinkers sometimes have a lapse. So if they're not changing anything else and they're just doing the Orin therapy, it's going to be hit or miss where they get results. It's more like a Band-Aid versus a total healing. If they're still eating junk, they're still toxing their body out, they haven't ever come to emotional well-being, they haven't processed their emotions, they're not even connected to their emotions, they have a negative or a positive state of mind that will really turn this around a lot faster, and you have some kind of spiritual practices, or for people who don't like that word, what makes you feel good about you? Wellness practice, well-being practice, nurturing and sacredness. So when you put all those together, now the reason I teach that is because I've been a wellness practitioner since the 70s, and back then we were known as holistic health practitioners. Do you remember that word? Right. So holistic health taught this stuff. The way to achieve homeostasis or balance is the balance of all four pillars or the foundations of your health: mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. And what you're ultimately doing for yourself, which you will be teaching to others, whether you become a teacher or not, is to design a wellness lifestyle that works. You get the results today, you get the results every day, and you can live a long, healthy life, and you can be free of suffering and health problems. But the big question is, do you really want it? There's Susan again. We're playing a game. And this is the same with the people who want to get better. Susan, hi, welcome back.
Oh, hi. You know what happened? I remember I said I had tech problems. So could you send it to my other phones? But it said on the other phones, it says you removed me from the group.
Okay, will this one work for you now?
It's gonna go out, I'm afraid, but why is the other one saying that I'm removed from the group? Because I was gonna use those when this goes out. I'm having very bad tech problems.
Okay, right. If you have to bring the other one on, it makes a lot more sense to me now. Thank you for pointing that out. I won't touch it.
Okay, well, there's two of them that I have two other phones here and I don't know which one's gonna work. So if this one goes out, should I just go to the phone? It won't say that both of them said that you removed me from the group, so.
Well, you can come back in. The link's still active.
Oh, it'll work this time. Okay, good.
Yeah. So the four different pillars of health are optimum. If you guys want to get your health back, and how many of you are working on those four areas right now? Is anybody working?
I got a little lost. Were you reading from the book of the four areas or?
Well, sometimes I go off script, but
Okay.
yeah. Sometimes I improvise. But it is chapter 6, entitled The Whole Body Mind Connection, to supercharge everything. And you're going to find out when you're really looking at yourself and you have health challenges, if you really want it, or you fall back to what's easy and what's comfortable. So if you guys are really wanting to do the good fight to win back your gut and your mind and your health, you got to be more proactive than what you're doing with everything else. It has to make it up the priority list. Does that make sense? All right. So that's basically what that's all about. The human body, let me just read a little bit on bottom, page 41. The human body requires a balance of all four pillars of health to maintain its health and longevity. The mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual aspects have to be working as one team for vitality and energy to work at its optimum. Illness can occur when a person is only focused on some, but not all of these aspects of health and well-being. Just a reminder, I want us to get us to what's after that. Are we at the protocols already? Saturation dosing. We'll go into a little bit of that. Okay. There's only 2 reasons we get sick. I'll simplify it for you. Anybody want to take a guess? You either get sick by what you're eating or what's eating you.
Excuse me, it was gonna go out again, but it's just, so I was gonna move to the other phone. It still says you are unable to rejoin this meeting because you were previously removed by the host, so it won't let me in.
All right, well, hang in there the best you can, Susan. This is being recorded, so you can always watch the replay.
Okay.
It'll be up on my YouTube channel. God, send me a secretary. Oh, I'll be the secretary, and you guys know how that goes. All right, so the two reasons you get sick, it's either what you eat or it's what's eating you. So if you don't process your emotions well, if you get triggered and you get a charge on people, or you let people dump all over you or whatever it is, then that can cause you to lower your vibration and get sick. My mentor called it emotional energy pollution. And so he found every time he taught a class, he had to go sit by a fire for hours because he was processing all his clients and his students' emotions. And I tend to do that. I'm living in Hawaii. I go out when it's time to get things done, or if there's an event or a meeting with somebody. But for the most part, I'm enjoying being at home. It's lovely. Are any questions about the 4 areas of health known as holistic health? Cool. All right, 9:30, 9:30, 10:30. Okay, we're going till 9:30, 10:30, 11:30. Okay, 11:30, 10 o'clock. We take a break at 10? That sound right? In 45 minutes? Okay, good. It's agreed. All right, page. I've already talked about. You guys have any questions about saturation dosing?
Yes, I missed that. I don't know what that means.
Okay,
Did you discuss that?
I did, and I'll review it if you want.
Well,
Susan?
I don't want, is it a few minutes? I don't want to.
Yeah, only a
hold
few
everybody
minutes.
up.
Basically, you start including as many of the topical protocols along with the oral drinking protocol, and you'll speed up your healing. That's
Oh, you mean
basically
like,
it. That's what
so
saturation.
it's better to do.
It's better to do as much as you can, as often as you can, with as many of the topicals as you can, as well as improving your diet, exercising, and having a good quality of life. You can turn anything around. Now, if you saturate enough and it becomes built into your daily lifestyle, you'll not only prevent, but you're able to reverse or cure anything that you catch along the way.
I see, and those 5 modalities would be.
You talking about the topicals?
um,
She's having Wi-Fi issues.
The enemas,
Yes, the enemas, the eye cups, the foot soaks, the belly button soak. We got to talk about the navel soak. That's going to be so much fun. All right, did we do page 32 to 37? I think we might have.
I had a question regarding the saturation.
Yes.
So I did the eye cups,
Mhm.
and one thing I noticed is that there was a slight burning sensation at the beginning. Sometimes I don't get it as much, but it seems like I can move my eyes. So I do eye exercises. It seems like I have more, I don't know, like flexibility in my eyes.
Yeah, fluid.
In terms of that.
Yeah, more fluidity.
And I did the nasal, the plunger, I guess I'll say, that you kind of like push and it kind of goes up in your nose. That's a very interesting sensation. I can't get it to like, I try to breathe it in and it is hard. And you talked about it last time in terms of like, you'll feel it in your throat, and it seems like it's in my throat and comes out through my mouth. So I'm having all kinds of sensations with that process.
Well, yeah, it takes getting used to. And when I started sniffing or drinking up the nose, it felt like it hit something that had never touched before. Because if your sinuses are dehydrated and they haven't been used to having fluid in there, that stings, that hurts for a little bit until you re-educate those areas and get it through the blood-brain barrier up into the brain, pineal, and so forth. So it's new to us.
How are you snorting? Because I try to like breathe in, and I know you talked a little bit about the muscle in the kind of like abdomen area, but even I feel it's activated, but it's not, I can't it up.
Yeah, I think you're confused. The abdomen's south.
Uh-huh. Oh, the
The zygote, the bone here, right? If you
Mhm.
look at a skull, there's a bone here, and behind it, there is a passageway, and there's a muscle there. It's like right in there, like when you're sniffing, right? And so what you can do is you can train it to go below, down, it goes down the throat, but not necessarily into the mouth. Like the nose and the throat, they meet in the esophagus. So, if you look at a biological chart, it'll probably make sense to you. So when you're sniffing, snorting, every now and then I'll demonstrate drinking out of a glass, but I'm at a desk, so I have nothing to catch the spill. If you figure out a way to do it, if you watch Samuel Cohen videos or some of the other videos going around, they make it look really easy. And these guys have been doing this for years. So whether they're using one nostril, another nostril, both nostrils, they're not only able to drink pouring through the nose, but they even gone as far as drinking coconut water, carrot juice, coconut water, and wine.
Mm-hmm.
See, each his own. So does that make any sense? Now, some people who are shy, they're not ready to make that leap of either drinking it out of a water bottle, a cup, a coffee cup, whatever. They snort it out of the palm of their hand. Right?
And I was thinking, I wonder if one of the ideas is when babies are in the stomachs of their moms, I know that they're feeding through the umbilical cord, but they're also, like I've read in terms of like there's urine in the amniotic sac. Are they also getting it in through the nose? And then like when we're born, we learn, like, we just haven't practiced that normal way of it. Does it close up or is it like muscle memory? It's now just having it to remember, like it can do it. Cause I do notice sometimes like anxiety will build up and then I can kind of calm myself in the moment.
Yep.
And I actually have seen some improvements versus when I first started.
Mm-hmm. Well, those 9 months. Now, the entire time during the 9 months, you weren't urinating until those functions were available to you. Mm-hmm. You got to understand, we were living in water. We were like fish. We could drink and we could breathe water. We were getting most of the nutrients and the oxygen and the energy from our mother. But we are able to live in a water world where you come in the nose, you come in the mouth, it massages the body. And as a result, babies are born beautiful and perfect until they're taken away and taken to a hospital. That messes us up. And so I always encourage people to do home births or raise your kids out in the forest. They'll come out more natural and they'll be playful and they won't have the fear and the insanity of the kids today. So Susan, if you ever want to talk, I muted you because of the background sound. Any other, Tanya, you want to add something to that?
No.
Okay. So we were talking about saturation dosing and did put in the book a protocol calendar that I created a few years ago. I have a more modern version of it if you ever want me to send it to you. But a protocol calendar is designed to schedule dates and times and design a plan of action so you can see laid out on a calendar. This is a 28-day calendar for daily and weekly protocols. Right. So in the book is just an example. But if you, for example, if you're going to do a fast and the symbol is an F, if you're going to do an enema, the symbol is an E. If you're going to do a foot soak, the symbol might be FS. And so you're going to code them. And then every day, you're going to put the codes on that particular day of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right? And including the drinking, which is going to happen every day. And then get in the habit of having the discipline to even actually do these every day. That's why I created the calendar, because some people don't have the discipline, or every, if it comes another day and you go, I don't know what I'm supposed to do today, because it's saying just stop. There's always something you can do. Now, what I like to do is keep a spray bottle in the bathtub. You want me to go get it? I will. Hold on. You guys talk to each other. Trying to get a spray bottle. This is a quart size. Oh, look at that. I'm leaking urine. I'm cleaning my desk off. You get a spray bottle like this. Keep it somewhere on one of the ledges in the shower. So whether you're showering or taking a bath, you can spray specific areas. Or if you want to hit larger areas, you screw off the top and just pour it in your hand and then apply it to wherever you need to apply it. This also allows you to spray areas in your back you can't reach. And if you need to take a drink, you got that too. All right. So that's the sprayer. They're like $2 at the store. Now people are always asking me, where should I get the nebulizer? Where should I get the sprayer? And where do I get the eye cup? Who was asking that, Trina? Where do you get the eye cup? How about the goggles, the laseling? Well, I put together the Shivambu Lifestyle Superstore, the one-stop shopping place for anybody who needs anything to do with Shivambu. However, the person who's going to help build it for me is on a holiday right now and not putting any energy to it. And so I threw it over to my webmaster, and he didn't have time. He's working on other websites right now. So that's one of the goals, is to do a one-stop shopping place. So you also get books. You also get novelties. You're going to get these lovely stickers. Is that backwards? By the way, you see this sticker? I don't know why I keep talking to Trina. The slogan, urine therapy does the body good. I own a copyright on 2 slogans. One is urine therapy does the body good, which originally came from the got milk slogan from the milk industry. They said, milk does the body good. And they had all this celebrities with the mustache of milk. Well, they dropped the campaign in 2006 or 2012 or something like that, and went on to another campaign, another slogan. So the slogan, milk does the body good, became public domain. So what I did was I changed it to urine therapy does the body good and submitted the copyright. And the other slogan, now the reason I bring it up is just because I sell novelties that say urine therapy does the body good, I would like you guys, you got my blessing, take the slogan, put it on everything and send it out there. Have fun with it. All right, the other slogan that I got a copyright on, you ready, Trina? Just drink it. So imagine putting that on your bumper. Oh, they go, what is she talking about? So any of these slogans, you're welcome to take them and run with it. So any last questions about that? All right, beautiful. All right, page 20, when you go to page 32, page 25. Have we read that yet? Just double checking. Yeah, I already went into that. Page 40, whole body, we did that. Yeah, let's start into protocols, because we got about 2 to 3 days worth of protocols before we get into how to talk to people, how to do this as a profession, all that good stuff. Any questions? If you have any questions, ask Sarah. Just kidding, just kidding. All right, we're on page 44. Now, in the process of my move, I didn't bring every one of my pieces of urine therapy equipment or supplies. So I'm going to, and little by little, I'm getting new things like the foot tub, the foot soak. I just got one the other day. Chapter 7, UT protocols, introducing saturation dosing, SIP looping, and new protocols discovered during 2019 and 2020. There's even more today. Yeah, warning, it's generally not recommended to combine urine therapy with prescribed chemical, allopathic medicines, or recreational drugs. The combination may be dangerous to your health. Why take the risk? Wait 1 to 2 hours before or 30 to 60 minutes after eating or taking medications to consume your urine. Begin with the topical or external applications until you are free of all medication. If that's your intention, you will be. I put it if possible, but it is possible. All right, any questions about when people say, well, if I'm on drugs, can I still do urine therapy? Unmute yourself, Sarah.
There we go. Okay. So I'm actually doing a protocol right now for, it's for, I need to do charcoal.
Mhm.
So is there any elimination of toxins through the urine with that?
Well, that's a great question because urine does not contain toxins. And the reason I say that, because people say, well, what if I have a UTI, or what if I have a sexually
Right.
transmitted disease, or what if I got some heavy metals? Won't it be want to be in the urine? Yes. But you got to understand, there's a science and an understanding of how the medical industry looks into these substances like urine to determine what's in it. So they can identify using their parameters and their biomarkers, this is a medical term, to identify these contaminants. What they're not measuring is if it has a harmful effect on the human body. Right? And so they're not taking in consideration that as it's being combined with 5,600 nutrients, it's being sterilized, alchemized, and it literally becomes the urine. That's why it's a remedy. So it's not a threat if it's even identified.
Okay.
Does that make any sense?
I was just wondering though, because seems like after I do it, there's more of a pungent odor and flavor. So
Yeah,
that's
well,
why I was wondering, because it seems like it normally wouldn't be like that.
and do you change anything after that time, after you've had the pungent, whatever smell, taste?
Well, just increase my fluids, water.
Okay. And do you notice that if you collect during the day, the taste, smell, and look, and everything changes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Also take a good look at it, what you're eating, or if you're doing anything that could be improved.
Okay.
Did everybody get rid of their shampoo and conditioners? Did you get rid of your underarm deodorants? Did you get rid of your sunscreens? Did you get rid of your foot pads and all that stuff? You don't need it. Throw it out. You don't need it. You keep this in your first aid kit. And if you really embody this lifestyle, you'll keep some in your car. You'll keep some in your backpack, your purse. You can have a little squirter. You can have a little squirter. It's either a pump or a spray top. And I keep one in my car, backpack, house. So whenever something happens on your skin, your face, your eyes, you can put it in your nose, whatever. You got 2 ounces with you all day.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a good thing to keep around. All right. Any questions?
Mm-hmm.
Right on. Okay. Jivambu on page 45. We'll start with oral and then drinking and keep on going from there. Jivambu is a free all-purpose self-care medicine. You can tell where my head was when I read that. Remedy, elixir. Some people call it elixir. Make Orin your default answer to any and all health concerns or conditions. Remind yourself that you carry Shivambu in a secret container in a body that speaks a language just the two of you can understand. Returning the healing water from your source back to your source will ensure a long, healthy, and joyous life indeed. Build a lifestyle that will keep you young and healthy for your entire life by practicing UT protocols every day. Page 46. Who has a book? Sarah, are you reading a book?
I lost mine. It won't pop up. It totally just went blank.
Bummer. Okay, I'll keep reading. We're on page 46. Shivambu lifestyle is a labor of love. Ask any healthy, vibrant, and devoted Shivambu enthusiast why they're happy and well. They will exclaim with great passion in their voice, I'm blessed with health and aliveness because I drink my water. A glass of pee a day keeps a doctor away. L'chaim. Susan, that's for you. Oral application of Orin. Not only addresses all diseases, Orin makes a perfect rejuvenating tonic. As a baby step, place small drops or dropperful of Orin under the tongue. Or ask client to dip a finger in some of the collected Orin and then lick it off their finger. This will help them to build a positive association when drinking the Orin, because that's the first step. The people have a negative association with it. So to help them to build what some call the neuro link or the neural net to form a good association, baby step them. Put your finger in the Orin. Notice you didn't get sick or die. Put your finger in the Orin, lick your finger. Notice you didn't get sick or die. Oh, heck, do a dropper full. All you're at is bump it up to an ounce. And little by little, they get the hang of it, and then you can cut them free. That's good to tell your mom. Mom, we're going to get together and do a drinking. You and I are going to do some drinks tonight, but it won't be your normal drink. It'll be something else. I would have loved to. My parents left too early. My dad was only 62, and my mom, she made it to 88, but I wasn't really into this that much. And I would have loved to be able to share that with my family. All right, we're on page 47. We're going to drop to the bottom, page 47, the drinking protocols. Taking Orin orally does not worsen or increase any health conditions. It has no side effects. It has no bad effects. It has no after effects. So, it's in a different category. So people say, well, did I get worse? Will I have a major detox symptom? Well, you might, but, that's there to learn from. When we drink Orin in any considerable quantity, especially in the initial months of starting UT, it can create diarrhea-like symptoms, which soon heals. Simply stop for a day, switch to topical protocols, page 48, then start drinking Orin once again in smaller dosages, like 3 to 5 ounces, are when you're ready to make the leap. 8 ounces, 16 ounces, and on it goes from there. And when you feel better, increase it. The oral application of Orin is generally acceptable practice for anyone serious about reclaiming and regenerating their health quicker. Saturation dosing, which we've explained, will make all the difference between feeling good one day, feeling okay sooner than later, and feeling like your healthy self again. How many of you feel like you are your healthy self right now? How many of you feel like you've got some house cleaning to do, you have some changes to make, you have some adjustments to get through, and then you'll be healthier? Let's see a show of hands.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Knowing what you know at this point in this class and knowing what you know about Shivambu, are you hopeful?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You're going to achieve your results. You're in the right time, the right methodology, and just a matter of sticking to it. In addition, let's see, newbies. Is anybody who's just new to drinking pee? They prefer you go slowly. You give them baby steps because they have to go through mental adjustments, making it in order to accept the possibility that this might be good for them. And maybe she was right. Maybe Tanya knew what she was talking about the whole time. The doctors, maybe not so much. How to teach and coach newbies will be discussed later in the chapter. In addition to drinking Orin, everyone who builds a habit of practicing their favorite protocols every day can experience and discover how, in combination, they can receive maximum benefits and a quicker recovery. You can either practice the same protocols every day or try different protocols every other day until you get really comfortable and experienced with it. Perhaps you'll be a discoverer of a new protocol. Somebody in the class yesterday discovered the best way they could get the Orin up the nose was they would fill a straw and plug it with one finger and then put the end of the straw and snort it up from the straw.
Wow.
He said, I hadn't thought of that, but if it's working, do it. No, there's no dogma. If that works for her, great. If the guy wants to eat raw meat and do urine, great. I'm not going to his church. All right, by practicing, we're on page 49, by practicing and mastering the protocols, it's easier to introduce and explain this to others. With a lifetime of confusing, misinforming, and ridiculous food rules, with its dogma, no wonder why so many are obsessed, neurotic, addicted, and anxious about how to eat, what to eat, and what's right for their body. Taking a break from eating, known as fasting, based on family, society, religion, medical, media, programming around food, eating by the clock, not learning how to know true hunger from emotional or psychological hunger. And I've added in here, not chewing thoroughly. You guys all chew thoroughly, right? 30, 40 times. Not chewing thoroughly, overeating, or eating too late at the end of the day. The people who really dialed it in do one meal a day, and it's between a window of 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. And anything else the rest of the day, they'll have either fruit or tea or juices. So yeah, the people who do intermittent fasting, some of them have figured it out. And so that's what fasting is all about. Freeing the mind from worrying about nutritional needs, medicine, healing, creating the energy and strength for health and aliveness. Liberates you from obsessiveness around food, medicine, and all external forms of nourishment. How many of you are at peace with what you eat? There's a little, yeah, well, you tweak it. You experiment. And see if you can eat without eating habitually. Go to the farmer's market, pick up some great fruit, fresh fruit. All right. Read to experience. Okay, this is where you come in and sensitively teach them a new food path along with UT practices and purification techniques to empower them to enjoy life again. Ready to experience your best health ever by drinking pee and practicing various disciplines to treat the body, mind, spirit? Now it's time to grab your free personal custom-made medicine, page 50, and get the most benefit possible from Orin therapy. The joy and return to good health by drinking your pee starts right here and right now. Go take a whiz, collect your water, come back, take a breath, give thanks for what you're about to drink, and for Orin delivering every vital nutrient when it is best needed for restoring your health, and enjoy. That's the tipping point from people right there. A defining moment. Before going into the details with a client and teaching the protocols, here are some basics to learn before giving consultations and guiding sessions or suggestion applications for any illness. Beginners drink 1 to 4 ounces of fresh Orin in the morning or split up throughout the day. The Orin can be pure or mixed with juice or distilled water. Advanced practitioners or users drink 4 to 6 or 4 to 8 ounces of Orin every morning or any time of the day, and work up to drinking this amount 3 times a day. Now, this is just for people who have to measure stuff. They have to get it right. They have a serving size. They have a measuring cup. They got to get it perfect. This is not like the other system of healthcare. You drink when you can, drink as often as you can, and don't worry about if you didn't drink enough or you drank too much. You see how easy that is? For the people who are still neurotic as hell about getting it right. And what they're saying deeper than that is, are they doing them right? Are they doing life right? And you don't have to question you don't have to have those kind of questions when you're doing your water. So it can be very liberating. Work up to drinking 6 ounces or Orin 3 times a day. And, some of us drink a quarter more during the day. On an empty stomach or first thing in the morning. Orin drinking during the day should be done at least 45 minutes before or after a meal. Spread the time between food or medication, and consuming Orin will prevent indigestion and negative reaction when it catches up with undigested food. Practice drinking plenty of Orin during intermittent fasting, and increase this length of time until you're fasting only on Orin and distilled water for 24 hours at a time. How many of you have done a 1-day Orin fast? All right, how did it feel? Did you have your energy? Was your mind sharp? Did you sleep okay? Did you hang out at the bathroom?
I didn't really know. So I do intermittent fasting too. So I didn't really have any difference other than sometimes I get a little lightheaded when I'm only drinking water. And I didn't get lightheaded.
Oh, that's good. Okay. All right. Well, good job. And if you ever decide to do it again, you can try a little longer.
Mm-hmm.
The people who have gone for a 3-day, 7-day, 21-day, 30-day, 1 year, whatever, they had serious health conditions. And they decided to totally trust this modality, and they got well. One example is Dave Moore, allegedly Dave. It was in UK, maybe in Scotland, I don't know. But he did a 30-day fast. And he said he did quite well on it. And it turned his health all around. All right. Any questions? Now, you've heard me use the word evolved or evolving urine, evolving urine. I switched it around because the word aged and aging, people associate that with losing their vitality and their strength, and they're getting weak and you're going to die. And evolving sounds more like what urine really does, is it increases in everything. Stem cells, antibodies, nutrients. And it's like us, we evolve. How's that for a metaphor? Our water evolves and we evolve. And the more you use it, the more you evolve even better. Measurement of determined drink 40 ounces a day. Find how simple it is. All right, any questions so far? Fertility. Trying to get pregnant, the best and safest method is to start Orin therapy 6 months before trying to conceive and use it moderately during the days that you're attempting to conceive. You can use Orin diagnostic tests to determine when you're ovulating and when you're conceived, and you can gear your use of Orin accordingly. Now, the use of Orin during pregnancy, although pregnant women are being treated successfully with UT for morning sickness or edema, some teachers believe that UT should not be used during the pregnancy without the supervision of a doctor familiar with the medical use of Orin. Concerned about the natural release of toxins that may occur during this time using Orin therapy, you can choose to either honor your concerns and feelings and avoid UT during the pregnancy, or trust the innate intelligence of the body and Shivambu and sail right through it. Make sense? The concerns and anxiety people have had about having to rely on the medical industry or their model of healthcare has improved with humanity. I notice more and more people are starting to rely on their bodies. They're starting to see the changes, and they're not feeling so disempowered. Because it sure does weaken your spirit when you think you've got to go to a doctor's office. And everybody cringes when they walk through that door, because this guy's got you in his lair. He's like a spider. Yep, you're in my office. You're going to take the drugs. We're going to cut you up. And you're just going, I'm going to have to get a second opinion. Thank you for sharing. and block him from your phone. And don't ever go back to the guy. All right, children, this is a great topic. I want you guys to listen to this. There have been several research studies. This is bottom page 43. There have been several research studies that deal specifically with the treatment of children using Orin therapy. Oral drops or spoonfuls of the child's own fresh Orin are considered as the easiest internal form of the therapy for children. However, if you remember one of the PowerPoints in the Shivambu Wisdom, that you can use the adults as well as the child's. So this has proven itself many, many times that adult Orin works just as well as the child's Orin. Did I tell the story about Bunmi? He's the guy on that last page. He's now known as Dr. Bunmi Samola. I've had the joy to speak with him and do calls together. He's from Nigeria. When he was 9 years old and really sick, his mom remembered the ancient ways of using her Orin and applied it to Bunmi when he was 10 years old. Well, his health came back, his strength and his vitality was restored. And 20 years later, not only did he become a well-known urine therapy teacher, but he's building a urine therapy clinic on his property in Nigeria. So maybe we'll start going to Nigeria. All right, so children, if they have acute flu, colds, viral infections, measles, mumps, chickenpox, etc., small doses every 2 hours. Now, 4 to 10 drops is pretty mild. You can do more than that. If you want to do tablespoons, you can do that. If the child will be willing to drink an ounce, give them a shot glass full, and just pour in as much as you can, and apply over their body as much of the area as you can, and you'll see this start to turn around. The allergies research shows that the several drops of fresh orange should be given orally before or after meals containing allergic foods or when allergic symptoms are present. If the child is ready and he agrees to move over to eating only raw foods, especially fruit, during a healing or a cleansing period, the results will be quicker. This eating lifestyle will keep children from experiencing the unpleasant symptoms of a headache, nausea, gas, or acidosis, or poor food combining constipation and inflammation. Have you ever met any fruitarian children? They're the most precious souls you can ever meet. When I was in a raw food community in Austin in the late 70s, I would meet these fruitarian hippies, and they would come in. Their kids were the brightest blue eyes. They had the most joyful, playful spirit, and they were healthy. And they were doing quite well on fruit. So a lot of the beliefs and the myths that people have that says you can't be a fruitarian, something will be missing. You don't have to convince the fruitarians. They're doing quite well without processed or altered or cooked food. So this is why this is what I mostly eat here, is either fruit or a green salad, and that's about it. Maybe some dried dehydrated food, or maybe some fresh juices. When I go to potlucks, that's usually when I'm picking a partner in their selection. Another effective way is the navel soak, which you're going to learn about with its thousands and thousands of nerve endings. And then there's homeopathic. Now, I don't talk much about homeopathic use, but I put it in there just for the people who understand what that is. And basically, you dilute it down to, there's Susan making a go. Yeah. You dilute it down 100%, 100 times dilution. And they say it's just as effective as full strength. And so the people, welcome back. The people who are really into homeopathy, they swear by it, but I like full strength. And you just, you have to weigh in on that. See what works for you. Okay. Susan, can you mute yourself? Thank you. All right, any questions? It looks like pets repeated itself. Wow, did I put that in twice? Or did I already read that? Okay, let's switch over to night sipping. Any questions so far? We're gonna take a break in about 10 minutes. Night sipping is a practice of taking a sip of whatever you collect in the middle of the night, when it wakes you up and you gotta go call in nature. What some people do is they collect, they take a sip, they go back to bed. All right, now day sip looping. The neat thing about taking it during the middle of the night is because it has those nutrients, which is on the bottom of page 55. It helps people who are having sleeping issues or insomnia because of the melatonin, serotonin, DHEA. All this stuff is in the magnesium, B vitamins. So not only help them go deeper into sleep, but some people have mentioned they've had deeper REM dream states. So if you're a big night dreamer versus a day dreamer, you may take a look at that. We're on page 56. Does anybody do any gargling or swishing? You will. You're in the right place. All right, so gargling and swishing is basically keeping in your mouth and rolling it around over your tongue and your gums and your teeth because you want to address any kind of bacteria or any kind of toxicity in the mouth for whatever reason. Here's the writing. The protocol prevents bacterial overgrowth by cleaning these areas of toxic buildup: mouth, tongue, gums. Pour it in the mouth, swish it around the teeth, the gums, the tongue. Hold it in the mouth for a couple of minutes. Swallow. Gargle with it several times a day or every time you pee or think about it. Gargling orin is good for a toothache, tongue, gums, throat ache, all ailments of the mouth, including bad breath, which I didn't include in the book. So the people who say, well, if I'm gargling orin and it's taking care of the bacteria, it's neutralizing, it's sterilizing, it's doing this whole thing, and it's, it's cleared it from my mouth, should I spit it out? And I look at him, I go, do you hear what you just said? You sterilized what was in your mouth, swallow it. You neutralized it, you alchemized it, you transformed it. And they get a different understanding of why were they spitting it out. Does that make any sense? And the same thing applies to people who are not sure if they can put it in their foot soak, their enema bag, or in their bathtub, because they had this phobia about using city water, tap water. Well, if the orin is alchemizing, sterilizing, and upgrading the tap water in the enema bag, in the foot soak, in the bathtub, it's not a threat anymore, right? You just did a homeopathic dilution version of it by putting in your bathtub. You just can't pee in your bathtub enough to get enough in there. But if you do, you just help sterilize your water. You guys get that? So all the people who need to be reminded that you've just improved whatever it is you were washing out of your mouth or washing in the city water. Now,
Can I ask, can I
Yeah.
ask you something? If you don't have the purified water around, you could just take tap water and put some of the urine in there and it makes it more sterile?
You use with whatever you got and make the best out of it. I would not only put in the orin, but bless it.
But what? Oh, bless it.
Bless it. Right? You got to use what you got with what's available. Some of the guys in Africa, all they have is plastic bottles. And Harry Matadine asked me on an interview one day, he says, well, what about plastic? I said, listen, Shivambu is more powerful than plastic. It's not going to pull anything out of the plastic that's not going to be transformed anyway. And so I give the example of the folks in Nigeria and Kenya and South Africa. That's all they have. That's all they use. They still get healthier. They still get results. So, you got to keep a look at your mind, how it's, sizing things up and saying, well, you can't do that. All right. Pulling is like coconut oil pulling. After gargling and swishing it around in your mouth, you simply hold it in your mouth as long as you can. 5 minutes, 7, 8, whatever, as long as you can hold it in your mouth before swallowing it. That's what pulling is. Looping. You guys know what looping is? Looping is the greatest recycling program on the planet. Basically, every time you collect your Shivambu, you drink it. You collect it, you drink it. You collect it, you drink it. Whether you're fasting or not, you are recycling it. You're gaining its momentum, its potency, its stem cells. Every time you drink it, right? And then the plasma goes through the system and it's got all these new nutrients and chemicals in it. And ingredients in it. So every time you drink it, it's going to taste better, it's going to look better, and it's going to be stronger than it was before. So looping is basically drinking everything you collect all day. All right, you're going to get more stem cells, antibodies, trillions of stem cells. When you eat while you're looping, page 57, when you eat while looping, it's less stress on the body to eat foods moderately that consist of living foods and fruit. Now, the reason I rant about the meat is because it contains no life force. It contains no enzymes, no moisture, no chlorophyll, no minerals. And that's what your body's asking for. The advantage of looping. Yeah.
I just had a question about that. Are you able to drink? I mean, you'll probably be not thirsty, but are you able to drink other things like a herbal tea or water in addition to every time you're urinating for the looping?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to do that, you can do that. There's no dogma here. Just that the urine has a much higher nutritional profile than anything. And if you do a fast, and I love doing at least a 1 or 2 day fast, somewhere in the 3/4 part of the day, it dawns on you didn't think about food all day or a supplement all day. And you could easily end up the night with that being your entire meal and your entire satisfaction, oral satisfaction for the day. Pretty cool. All right, we got a couple more minutes. So the advantage of looping is that you get more nutrient dense, you get more dense nutrients than juice or water fasting, and it is the most nutritionally dense, bioavailable, absorbable, activated living water and structured water that we know of. The reason I bring up structured water is because people who want to know which is the best form of water to use to drink on this planet, it doesn't matter if it's reverse osmosis or charcoal filter or Kangen alkaline water. If it doesn't hold structure, it doesn't work for us. And the way to tell that structure is under magnification, it looks like crystals. Right? Veda Austin has proven it. Fiona Gardner, who has the Instagram account Messages in Urine, I recommend go look at her Messages in Urine. It's on Instagram. And she has magnified urine under either 50 or 100 times magnification. And Veda Austin works with water and the therapeutic use of water. I've asked her to put words on the jars of urine and test it like Emoto did and see if there's a difference between words like love, praise, gratitude versus hate, rage, criticism, and see like Emoto did if it changes the structure of the water of the urine. That would be fun. So when you come out of a fasted state, you have the advantages of not having to feel so wiped out. Body doesn't have to clean as much. So what we're going to do is we're going to come to a stop for a break here. I may talk about, okay, that's sip looping. You guys got an understanding what sip looping is now? Yeah, throughout the day, Doc Mike Whittor came up with this. Throughout the day, take a sip. That's it. He figured it out. And it's like time release nutrients. Remember, you used to have those pills, and it would kick in every hour or two. It was time release. I never figured out how they did that. All right, any last questions? We're going to do an 8-minute break.
Yeah, I was just wondering, can you sip through the night? Like when you get up, let's say you get up in the middle of the night a few times and just take this. Can you drink the whole thing or just sip it?
Well, if your intuition says you can, you can. I can't guarantee how much sleep you'll have.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
But you
go outside, yeah. What do you want?
All right, guys, let's take a break. I'll see you back here in about 8 minutes. All right, here's
Yeah,
what
I am also, I think.
all right, Susan, your audio keeps breaking up. Yeah, that's good. All right, if you're interested in not only being a teacher, but willing to go out of your comfort zone, I've got just the thing for you. Don't go away. I'll be right back. Three years ago, I decided to test my courage and take the message of Shivambu off the internet and go to the streets. So here's what I challenge you guys to do. I got a permit from the city of Boulder, Colorado to host a table. Since we have an organization that's a nonprofit, they didn't charge us anything and gave us a permit to keep with us. and set up a table with a sign and books. And 3 of my students were there. One of them was recording. And here's the sign. And the reason I'm putting up the sign is if you ever want to borrow it, I will mail it to you with the agreement that you mail it back. You're welcome to borrow the sign. All right, it's about 3 feet by 2 feet. Does anybody have the cojones to try that? I think Chen is that kind of girl. Who knows? Anyway, so we're going to carry on with our protocols. I guess everybody's back. We've got oh, we got 45. We got 45. We got about an hour and 15 minutes. All right, foot soak. Foot soak is near and dear to me for some reason. Maybe it's all those years of doing foot massage. You got one of these? This is a Tupperware, or you can get a Rubbermaid soft plastic. Do you have one of these, Tanya? Yeah, good to go. All right, so what you're going to end up doing is a foot soak. It lasts you about 30 minutes. And here's the write-up on page 65. Here we go. Foot soaks, hand soaks support the overall health of the body. They are useful for any irritation, fungus, infections of the feet, diseases, cuts, stings, bites, eczema, scratches. Foot soaks are good for nourishing all bodily functions, from endocrine, digestion, absorption, nervous system, lymphatics, and elimination, including immune system, lungs, and skin. Place enough oil, 2 to 4 quarts will do, in the 2-gallon Tupperware soft plastic tub, just enough to cover the ankles. So you're looking at about a half a gallon, 3/4 of a gallon. A gallon would be preferred to be able to get all the way up to, you can see in the picture, to the ankles. And that's because in reflexology, the ankles represent reproductive organs, the hips, the pelvis area. So you want to make sure that much is covered. If you don't have enough to cover yourself up the ankle, don't worry about it. Put your hand inside the oran and just rub it on. Rub it up to the leg. Rub it up to the shin, the calves, the knee pad, the patella. If you're in a bathtub, which is way cool, and you're sitting either on the ledge of the bathtub, or if you have a seat in the bathtub and clothing is optional, you can just keep going. You can massage everything. But you're going to sit in that foot soak for 30 minutes, which means you got to get really good at how to use your time wisely and not go crazy, because it's going to be 30 minutes. So you might bring in a book, some music, the internet, sketch pad, journal, whatever you want, because you're going to be there for 30 minutes, camped out. Now, another thing to do that, you know the reason why we do foot soaks? I think I might explain to you. Because all the reflexology points are in the bottom of the feet, as well as the hands. So according to the people who do essential oils, how many of you use essential oils? Do you use essential oils? Well, what they teach you is that the widest pores in the skin surface of the body is the feet. So it's going to deliver the most amount of nutrients into the bloodstream. So this is why soaking in your feet. And now I also want to include your hands, because you got reflexology points in the hands. But for people who have been beating up their hands at a keyboard, on job sites, working hard, pushing, their hands, their arms, their wrists. Now, I've been a body worker for 44 years, and I've seen a lot of massage therapists, their wrists blow out and they have to quit. Even though they're at the top of their game, they have to quit. Well, I've been soaking my hands in urine for 20-something years, and I've never had any blown wrist, carpal tunnel, arthritis, or any kind of problem with my fingers in my hands. I'm still doing as much work as I did before. So consider that. Keep your hands healthy, and as well as your feet. This is an really easy protocol to introduce to people. You know, the folks that say, well, I won't drink it. And I said, well, would you soak your feet in it? So that's a foot soak. Any questions? You can find these locally or in the internet. A lot of times you can find stuff like this at a garage sale, thrift shop. I mean, you can equip yourself with all these protocol devices rather inexpensively.
I had a question about the foot soak.
Mhm.
With the foot soak, let's say you start off with a little bit of urine, but you're not able to make it up to the ankle. Can you just kind of keep adding it? Or do you take it, like, can it just sit in there and keep adding more urine until you get enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, use what you got, collect some more. Some people add water, but it's not full strength. So you
And
can
then
see.
after the foot soak, would you recommend doing anything else with it?
Yeah. Anything else.
Okay.
The,
Okay.
the two options is strain it before you use it again. So anything that fell off your feet, you know, it could be dirt, it could be lint from the socks, it could be anything, or a bug fell in. Just strain it out before you reuse it. And some people reuse it over and over and over again. Some people do it orally, some people topically. And when you're done with it, pour it in your plants, put it in the garden. All right, so you get all those nutrients for the plants. Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right, bottom page 67. Oh, God. You can't go wrong. You can't lose with the stuff I use. I don't know who said that, but a friend of mine, that's what his comment is. You can't lose with the stuff I use. All right, just getting ready to talk about enemas for some reason here. Enemas, douches, implants. Any well-trained nutritionist, naturopath, wellness practitioner knows that to restore your body to wellness and balance and wholeness requires getting started on enemas and colonics as soon as possible. You guys know this drill, right? Someone is sick, someone's constipated, someone's got inflammation, someone has a headache and a migraine, someone is blah, blah, blah. Get on enemas right away and start getting things moved through your colon so there's no backlog of toxins, fecal matter, mucoid plaque, heavy chemicals, whatever. And your body can not only start absorbing nutrients, but you can either gain or lose weight. And that's the common denominator for people who want to lose weight or people want to gain weight, is how well they're really absorbing what their body needs from their food. And so when you do an enema, it resets everything in your gut and things start improving dramatically. All right, for chronic illness on the bottom of page 67, for chronic illness or any occasional intestinal body cleansing or an enemas are a lifesaver. Administering, we lost Susan, she'll be back. Administering an or an enema is a good way to remove poisonous substances. Taking douches for vaginal discomfort, pain, or health conditions works wonders as the orin saturates the area, gets absorbed in the bloodstream, and brings relief. The nutrients contain antibacterial, anti-candida, fungal, anti-cancer properties, and so on. Enemas are a good way to prevent the destruction. I told you. She wants to learn. Enemas are a good way to prevent the destruction of hormones by gastric juices. Hi, Susan, welcome back. Gastric juices, buildup of toxic material, and obstruction or congestion, which is why this method offers help to cure allergies and other disorders. This is also true for orin injections. Anybody doing enemas these days? Have you ever done any? That's a no?
I've done colonics.
All right, well, enemas are a little more personal.
Mm-hmm.
They're a little bit different because they give you relief right away, but they don't go as deep into the intestines, the large intestines, possibly the small intestines. Colonics do. Susan, can you mute yourself when you're not talking? Thank you. So here's a simple system that I use if you're going to do enemas. You're going to set up the room, you stage the area, you get a towel on the floor, you get the enema bag full of either fresh or evolved, however you want to do it. Make sure the clamp is clamped. Hook it up on something like a coat, a towel rack, a doorknob, toilet roll holder, whatever you can, and then get yourself in position on the floor. Insert the tube, fill her up, and then when you feel ready, hold it as long as you can. When you feel ready, go to the toilet and you eliminate. That's it. And as many times as you can do that, helps move stuff out of the lower end of the intestines a lot better. I usually do 5 or 6 rounds of filling up the bag, and that takes about 45 minutes. Okay, when you're done, you're not done because you have to clean up the floor, the toilet, the equipment, and sometimes the bathroom. So that you're looking at about 45 minutes of your time if you do it deep, thoroughly cleansed, or it'll be a lot less if you just do 1 round. Any questions? No, good. I use sesame oil for the tipping, the lubricating the tip. That's up to you, but you make sure you want to use no essential oils that have some kind of a volatile property of it, like cinnamon, oregano, or peppermint. That stings. You don't want to put that in those sensitive areas. So keep it really neutral and use something like sesame oil. Now, if you're douching with it, you could either do the same thing or you could do this the tamer version, which is called an implant. You seen these?
Mhm.
These are like 2-ounce silicone bulbs for cleaning out children's ears. And you can find these at most stores in the children's section. And what you do is you'll fill her up and then insert it either in the vagina or in the rectum and hold it as long as you can. Some people claim they've actually reabsorbed it into the intestines. So, and some people do this at night. Some people do it when they can think about it. And hold as long as you can. And if you feel the urge to go to the bathroom, take care of that. Now, the same bulb you can also use for the nose. You can use it for ears. As you can tell, a lot of these protocols, you can make up something that you never thought of before. So this has a lot of different purposes. Okay, any questions about this guy? That's called an implant. Now, back in the 70s and 80s, Ann Wigmore was teaching about wheatgrass juice. Do you remember her? Ann Wigmore was teaching wheatgrass implants, wheatgrass enemas, and this is something that she was using to put it in up the bum for a while. All right, we're going to page 71. Rinse the ears with Orin from either the palm of your hand or use a dropper to apply Orin drops in the ears. While head is tilted to the direction opposite the side of the filled ear, massage or pull along the inner edges of the ear to encourage the Orin to sink deeper into the ear. Got ear health challenges? Squeeze a dropper full of Orin into inner ear canal, eustachian tube, with your head lying down on the opposite side. Hold it in the ears for as long as you can. Try for 5 minutes if you can. And when you're ready, tilt your head to the opposite side and let it drain. Repeat the protocol with the other ear. Now remember this, when you do an eye cup or you do an ear wash and you tilt your head and Orin is dripping out of your ear, well, don't waste it. Rub it back on your face or in your hair or do something with it. You don't have to immediately go to wash it off, which some people do. Use Orin rinses to treat hearing conditions, tinnitus, or any ear infection or wax buildup. An alternative method to ear drops is to place an Orin-soaked cotton ball in the ear, keep it in the ear for an hour, and then remove it. Tip head to the side of the ear and massage throughout the ear to either absorb or drain the remaining Orin. Q-tips are useful, not only in applying and dabbing Orin inside the ears, but they can also be used in other ways. And I've noticed that people who are new to nasal drinking and nasal snorting and sniffing, they do a little baby step. Trina, if you're still here, they just dip the Q-tip in there and they dab it inside their nose. This is like a baby step. You can put it in the orin and then dab it inside the nose. You can put it in the ear. You can do whatever you imagine, even the belly button. That's the use of a Q-tip. Just don't push too hard, whatever you do, okay? And some people, when they're even starting off to do nasal drinking, they'll just sniff it. They'll get used to the fume of it until little by little they put their finger up their nose with a dip and they, get the hang of it. Q-tips like cotton balls soaked in orin work well, page 72, like a quick remedy for specific conditions. However, in any emergency situation like a hornet or wasp sting, burn, or cut, you'll need to move quickly on using AUT. I had an example the other day. I was at a street festival doing reflexology, and a woman says, "Oh, can you work on me?" So she's laying down. Right before she lays down on the grass on this towel, she turns her hand and swipes her hand across this rusted nail on a post and has this scratch across her hand. And I said, "Well, urine would be great for that." She said, "I don't have any." So I rushed to the car and came back and I put it on her hand and we did the treatment. It stopped bleeding. And the next day she says, "It's almost healed." So keep it around all the time. You never know when you're going to use it. First aid kit. Forget about rushing home or scrambling through the medicine cabinet or bathroom drawers for supplies. Either pee directly on an affected area or in the palm of a hand to transfer anywhere on the body. When you finally get it down in your head that this is your go-to first aid, you'll think of that first time every time. Oh, I got a cut, I got a scratch, I got a bite, I got a bug, I got a sunburn, I got da-da-da-da. You already got the remedy. So you don't have to be looking around for one. Does that bring any relief? Oh, yeah. All right, let's go to the eye rinse. You got two options here. Actually, several. I bought this before I got an eye cup. I thought I could use a shot glass, but it doesn't suction well. It doesn't have, see these things right here? A lot of people have a shot glass. But this thing is designed perfectly to not only go over the eye, but create a suction when you have the fluid in there. So if you have to squeeze your eye, your orbit of your eyes, you can still make this work. So get one of these. They're either glass or hard plastic. You could either get them at an integrative pharmacy, a health food store, Amazon, wherever you can get them. Some people have them in hard plastic. That's personal choice. Some people just use one and alternate the eyes. And some people, like these talented guys in India, they're able to do two at once and work both eyes and then put it aside. Now, what I learned from Dr. Rosalind Hansen, have I mentioned her yet? Dr. Rosalind Hansen started doing urine therapy at age 9. Her mom was smart. And so she started at age 9. I met her when she was 49, and she was teaching all kinds of things, including showing how urine, after it's dried for a period of so many months, crystallizes and turns into this white ormus powder of gold. And she brought that for everybody at the convention to see it and to feel it. Well, she says when you're done with the eye cup, just pour it over your eyes. Right? Whatever drips, wipe it on. That's the eye cup. That's the simple thing. The eye rinse protocol, page 73, brings relief to tired eyes, burning or painful eyes. Use it for irritation, cataracts, floaters, poor vision, swimmer's eyes, sore or tired eyes, or any other eye infection. To treat any type of eye problems, do the following. Drink fresh orin into both nostrils from time of awakening until 6 p.m. After 6 p.m., drink all orin until bedtime. The orange shall be collected for, this is from Dr. Lota out there in India. The orange shall be collected for external uses, i.e. pour it into the eye cup to the eyes 3 to 4 times a day. Give yourself an orange body massage from someone or from yourself in the next few days. It shall prevent and treat many other diseases such as coronavirus. And this book came out in 2020. So he already knew about urine can heal COVID. Did you know that it heals COVID? Yeah. Gloria Shireen and her new community have all done that. They took the jab, they were getting sick, they were having trouble with all kinds of things. And then they got introduced to urine therapy. In a short period of time, the symptoms were gone. They got their health back. You won't hear that on the news. All right. Any questions about eye rinses? All right, we're going into orange fasting, page 73. The ultimate choice in purification. How does one go on an orange fast? Answer, page 74. Fasting is a conscious vacation from food. You got that part? You're giving your digestive organs and your assimilation and your elimination organs a rest, right? You're also giving your brain a rest from all the obsession we have about getting food right, eating food and getting the right combination of food. It's nice to take a break from that. So it's a yoga of mindfulness with attention on the body and the mind during a cleansing and rebuilding time, and not on eating. Collect and drink up to 100% of your orange shortly after peeing. Drink only orange, or you can combine it with distilled water for the entire day. Drink enough to satiate your thirst. To overcome hunger sensations throughout the day, drink a lot more. Notice that the hunger left you. The advanced fasting practice is to drink as little orange as possible. This puts you at the edge of a dry fast. It's extremely powerful and effective. Avoid drinking orange or any other fluids a couple of hours before bedtime, otherwise your sleep might be interrupted by trips to go pee. 2 hours before bedtime, take a break. Collect and save your orange in a large glass container like a 2-quart ball jar or mason jar, and use it for topical or cosmetic purposes. Patience is required, page 75. Patience is required when drinking all the orange you're peeing during the day. Since you drink your pee and have read this book on the manual, you've earned a Piquant Flyer Award. I didn't make that one up. Notice if you feel like your piquancy is at a higher vibration. Orange becomes clearer, neutral in its smell, and sweeter on the day you fast. And for myself and a lot of people, they say it tastes like sweet coconut water, which is lovely. Wait till your water, Trina, tastes like coconut water. You go, I've made it. Oh my God, I made it. Orange fasts have no limits on what health conditions it can improve. Fasting works quicker when combined with other natural therapies. Orange fast helps with dust and house mites, mold, allergies. However, orange injections while fasting are a more rapid treatment. We'll talk about injections when we get to that part. Orange fast increase stem cells, human growth hormone, antibodies, biotics, probiotics, steroid hormones, and other metabolites and thyroid hormones. Orange fasting improves intelligence, imagination, creativity, short-term memory, and sharpens thinking abilities. So here's the whole list. I'm not going to read it all, but you can see that fasting works in every possible way. There's even a mention of John W. Armstrong. Hello, dog. John W. Armstrong. Have you heard of his book, The Water of Life? She probably has it right there. Oh my God. The Water of Life. That's it. Oh, we ghosted her. Yeah, that's the book. Anyway, he mentions treating people who were blind and had eye issues with urine therapy fast of 101 days, and that's it. And they healed their blindness. Imagine what kind of faith they need to have to do nothing but drink their pee all day for 100 days. Wow, these guys are warriors. And we've seen this change with people who have Alzheimer's, senility, ADHD, ADD, autism, bipolar, PTSD, all kinds of mental disorders have been turned around because the gut, the biome, the whole gut got healthier, the brain got healthier, and so those so-called diseases went away. And I had an experience of working with a 19-year-old young man who had autism, and his caregiver was giving him her urine until he caught on and he was using his own. But how I noticed his improvement was one day he recognized me and said, "Oh, hi, Brother Sage." Right? And he stopped the shaking. He stopped all the characteristics of an autistic boy or man. And he started to actually was able to think like we do. So yeah, there's hope for every so-called disease. So in there you can see how I laid it out, how to fast, when to fast, what's it good for, dietary changes, what it's going to remove. And it can be anywhere from 1 to 3 days. It can be longer if you really have health challenges. People will go 7, 14, 21, 30 days. There's something about the 7-day, 14-day cycle that seems to be working better for people. And there was a man that I met named Dr. Gary Young. If you're familiar with Dr. Gary Young, he created the Young Living essential oil products and company. And he was in a wheelchair, and he fasted on the Master Cleanse for 365 days, which was water, cayenne, maple syrup, and a pinch of cayenne pepper. And he got out of the wheelchair. He got into essential oils. He never looked back. And I imagine what it would have been like if he did a urine fast, if he would have gotten the results of getting out of the wheelchair, and it wouldn't have taken a whole year. But that was Dr. Gary Young. So these are different ways you can do the fast. And then we're going to move into page 81. 81 is massages, facials, scalp massage. This is going to be good. Okay, here we go. Number 8, Oran body massage, including facials, scalp, hair, feet, hands, and hair rubs, are very complementary to fasting and enemas as a treatment for skin disorders, diseased body parts, internal organs, wounds, and a rejuvenating whole body tonic. Oran makes a good substitute for soap. Take 30 to 60 minutes to receive or give to another an Oran body massage for well-being. Now, one thing you got to know, when I hosted 2 retreats last 3 years, one in Portland and one in Oceanside, California, I had an opportunity to give a Oran massage to one of the students. We had a massage table set up out in the backyard under this canopy, and within the first couple of minutes, you realize massaging with water is different than oil, since it tends to be slippery. When you apply pressure, you got to go slow on purpose. So if you decide to do an Oran fast on a friend, you got to rethink how you apply the pressure when you move the water over their skin. So that was the only thing that was different for me. I had to keep adding more Oran on the back and the legs, and to be able to do that right. Go slowly, go softly, pay attention to massage the areas where the lymphatic glands are located. Send kind, loving thoughts and positive energy to the recipient. Allow at least an hour for it to be absorbed. When Oran is absorbed into the skin, the odor of ammonia will be gone after a short period of time. It's either known as dissolving or outgassing. And you've heard of that term applied to like rugs. When they apply a rug to a floor, it takes time for the smell of the chemicals in the rug to dissipate. So they call it outgassing. And same with the ammonia. Page 82. Oran massages are easy to love and appreciate. It's worth it. Scalp and hair massage as a general hair care substitute for shampoo and conditioner, dandruff, hair loss, baldness. Use fresh revolving Oran. Massage it briskly into the scalp allowing it to be absorbed 30 minutes to an hour or as long as possible. Then wash it out with lukewarm. That's optional. Some people never wash it out. But you'll notice your hair gets darker. I mean, my hair gets darker every time I do a massage in my hair. And most of the people that I know that are pushing 70, their hairs are gray. So you guys aren't in your 60s, are you? 50s? 40s? 40s, okay. Well,
64.
64. You're the image that you're showing us is gorgeous. There, beautiful. You're still muted, but that's okay.
Thank you. I'm 64, yes.
Yeah, well, if you're eating right, living right, enjoying life right, you don't age. You don't show signs of aging.
Right, I get that all the time. They say, you're not aging, you're aging backwards. Well, I'm enjoying this Euro stuff, yes.
Yeah, I hate to burst your bubble, but if you made a few changes, lady, you could do what I do. Yep, that's who you talk to. So that's massages. And here I threw together a really quick, silly but real quick shampoo recipe. Find a bottle, fill it with pee, apply and massage it into your hair, and scalp thrive. So you don't have to buy cosmetics. You don't have to buy shampoo, conditioner, all that stuff, unless you want to. But read the ingredients before you make that decision. Several research studies have shown that urea is a proven antibacterial agent, and orin has been found to contain antibodies to food contaminants like salmonella that infect individuals. Begin with 3 to 5 drops, increase the dosage with a dropper full to an ounce or more. Now, that's real tame. I mean, if you got that going on with you and you got food poisoning, you're not going to stop and go, I just did an ounce or two. No, have at it. Drink as much as you can because you want to neutralize what's going on in your stomach and in your body. Any questions? Is this pace okay for you? Susan's back. Boy, they didn't take them long to come back from Israel. I like your library, Trina. Nice library. Even got the seats in the waiting area. Oh, that's adorable.
This is a background on Zoom.
Yeah, some use.
But I do have a library with 1,000+ books.
Right on. It's wonderful. All I've got is my closet. It's a visual of a closet.
Oh, wow, yes.
All right. Susan, you back?
Yeah, I missed most. Yeah.
Okay. We're going to page 84, which is a fun little topic. It's called drinking through the nose. Nose drinking, nose sniffing, nose snorting, nose whatever. This is my friend Samuel G. Cohen. He was my up the nose teacher and mentor because he figured it out by studying with a gentleman he called his guru, Kelly Raw, out in England. And Kelly was teaching people how to position the jar, right? How to position the jar in the nose, how to control and work the muscle back here behind the bone. Like when you sniff at it, there's a muscle back there. And he was able to create the pressure so that the orin crosses the blood-brain barrier and reaches not only the pineal and the brain centers, but also rehydrate the sinus areas. So whether you're timid or you're shy or uncertain about bringing it up your nose, up into your brain, because first of all, if you just drink it, it's going to go work in the lower part of the body, right? How else are you going to get it up here? So drinking through the nose is the direct route. Your nose basically becomes a straw. So if you can overcome any, resistance you have about, oh, that's uncomfortable, or that hurts, or that's weird, or whatever it is, you might find that having your brain wake up would be worth it, right? Or if you have any sluggishness, when I'm going nonstop throughout the day and I run high energy all the day, sometimes I find myself in a situation where my brain isn't working right. It's not tracking. God, I really could use some help. I found myself at Home Depot. I was buying all these paints and supplies and bathroom mats and shower curtains to deck out my new place. And I went to Home Depot the second time, and all of a sudden I had brain fog. I couldn't remember what I was there for. I ended up going back to the bathroom. I had to pee. I went to the bathroom. I started collecting and snorting and snorting and snorting and drinking, rubbing it on. My brain came back online. And it dawned on me, I didn't have to be in Home Depot. Everything was at Walmart. So I switched gears and went to Walmart, and I was guided to the most perfect bath mats, toilet seats, shower curtains, all kinds of accessories, which the place needed. So remember that throughout the day, if your energy starts to dip, your brain starts to fog up, drink, snort, whatever you can to get it back inside you. Right? And if you can remember that, then you won't reach for stimulants or drugs or food that stimulates you. You could just have liquid. That's why I keep a cord in my car all the time. You're in a situation, you got to be awake when you're driving, but if you're in a situation and that's going on, or if you have a scratch, a bite, a bug, whatever, and you're in a park somewhere, and you can massage it over those places, and you have your first aid right there. Okay, so this is Samuel Cohen. He has a website. He has a book called Drinking Through the Nose. His website may or may not be up. The website is drinkingthroughthenose.com. I don't know if it's still up. I've not checked in a while, but I'll put that up here. DRINKINGTHROUGH through the nose.com. I don't know if that still works. But that's Samuel Cohen. He's asked me to interview him again. I just haven't had the time. All right. So without going into details, I kind of mentioned it. On the next page is a picture of Kelly Ra, his teacher. And they both practice what they call Sahaja yoga meditation. And that consists of everything from meditation, yoga, fasting, and different forms of Tantra. So not going to go into detail, but you get an idea about the drinking through the nose. Why I mention it, why it's a valuable protocol to include with your other protocols. So when you get a chance, play with that, practice that, snort it up your palm of your hand or however you get it in your nose, the nasaline. This thing is the power squirter, my God. Within about 3 seconds, feels like your head's going to blow up. It just all of a sudden, and it comes up in your head. And some drip out, but it's only 3 seconds. So it's not like you have to endure holding a glass and manipulating the muscle. So this is why some people are buying this. Okay. It takes 1 or 2 times to get used to it because you're not used to having something sprayed up your nose with pressure. I wasn't. So you probably won't either. So that's the nasaline. According to Samuel Cohen, it's impossible to get a cold when you constantly drink orange through the nose. And he's such a strong advocate. I bow to this guy. Him and Kelly are known to go to public events like an ecstatic dance in wherever country he's at. And while everybody else is dancing and drinking, he's seen drinking through his nose. He's in this crowd of people drinking wine or whatever up the nose. And that's got to get attention, wouldn't it? Dude, what are you doing? I'm drinking my piss up my nose. Do you mind? So that's Samuel Cohen, and he's got a Facebook and a YouTube channel. So if you want to ever learn some of his techniques for using the nose, there are ways to do that. Any questions? All of a sudden, there's light behind Tanya. So we're going to go to page 94. 94 is about using the nebulizer, the respirator, the humidifier, the diffuser, whatever you have in the house. Now, as you can see in that picture, that was a nebulizer that I used for a while for dispensing essential oils. And the idea was if you filled the well with Orin instead of oil, it breaks it into small vapor particulates, so it gets put out in the air, and it's going to address any airborne contaminants or airborne bacteria in your room, so it purifies the room. Right? So I did that for a while, and then later on, my son Chitta, he introduces me to the mesh nebulizer. Trina, I don't know if I showed you. I couldn't have because we spoke on the phone. This is a it's a mesh nebulizer, and I don't have the brand here, but I can help you find it. It's about $25 on Amazon. And the way this works is inside is a mesh that takes the urine, which is in this little compartment here that only holds like 1/3 of an ounce. That goes in there. And what it does is it changes it to a vapor or a mist. And so when it comes out the mouth tube or the nose tube, whatever you want to use that for, then you can either breathe it in the mouth or in the nose. Okay, it's very small particulate, or you can use it to exfoliate gently over the eyes and the skin, the face, the ears, etc. That's a nebulizer. Now, people in the water family community, they're very inventive. And what I started doing was, now it comes with a charge. It's either going to go into the wall. There's a wall port, or there is a port for a USB, which you can run through your computer. I forget where they put it, maybe down below there somewhere. And what I've done was leave it by the bedside and let it just spray. Yeah, that looks like one. Is that a pump? You're muted.
It's a nebulizer. It's one of the medium ones. I have that little one as well. This one you can use, you put it in. This another, it's a one that they give you, for the kids when they have allergies and stuff. So this is a good one. Plus I have that portable one you have there. And this pretty good. You just put it in here like you would the medicine and do the same thing. And it comes out as a mist there. And then they also have the thing you could put over the face like that, and it goes straight in. The mask.
Does it come with 2 sizes, adult and child?
This one is one. Yes, you can use a smaller one for a child or for adult. It comes with like 3 different sizes for the face, and then of course this is one that everybody can use. But it also comes with like you just put the mask, it didn't put it to the face. I don't know what the kids did with that one, but the grandkids. But yeah, and then I have the smaller one too.
And the face masks, they come with a rubber band or elastic strap, so it holds on your
the mask, yes. And you just put it around and it stays right there, on it. And then you just turn it on the way and it just goes, it's pretty good. It's like that. Yeah. And then, of course they have the tube where it goes through. But then I also have the one with the mist. And then you get the mist when you put the nose one on. Yeah.
Okay, so they're all working toward the same result.
Yes.
Beautiful thing about this is no cord.
It's small. Yeah, I like that one too. Yeah, I got that one over there in the container. I got to pull it.
I mean, if you're multitasking, you got to do the laundry, fix the food, do this, do that. We got a hand free. You can go ahead and have a great time with it. So that's what those are. There's a respirator that some people use, and it's the same idea. There has to be some kind of container that holds the Orin, and then the device has to convert it into a vapor or a mist, like we said. All right. And the handheld nebulizer I just learned about 3 years ago, and more people are liking it because now at first when you use this nebulizer, you'll find that if you have dried sinuses, dehydrated sinuses, it might sting for a few seconds because it has to rehydrate those areas. And some people like the discomfort because they feel like I'm going to get more out of this because it really hurts like hell. It's uncomfortable. You don't have to endure on this path. You don't really have to suffer in your life either. So that's the mesh nebulizer. It doesn't even come with a brand name, does it?
I have a question.
Yes.
Is the idea that you're breathing it in through your nose
Mhm.
or your mouth, or that, because when I'm looking at it also is a mask, or is it for both areas?
It can be used either way. It gives you options. It comes with the two sizes of mask, and it comes with the tube, which is mostly used for the mouth, but you can also point it at your nose. Depends on how strong a mist you want.
Okay.
And it's different than drinking it or snorting it because it's in a finer form. It's in the mist form. It's vaporized.
Mm.
Not only that, but it can go into places that liquids can't go. You know, real subtle areas of your nose and your brain and in your mouth. Yay, that's cool. I like that. Number 11, page 97. Dropper bottle filled with evolving orange. Does your I know I went over this, but we'll just say it again real quick. Does your energy dip during the day? Here's a proven protocol that'll energize and calm you. Keep a closed, dark amber or cobalt blue glass dropper bottle and filled containing orange in your purse, your backpack, your glove box, your pants, wherever you carry it. Gargle and swallow a dropper full or more anytime you need to increase your energy or regain clarity. This can be a lifesaver during the day. Plus, use this for emergency situations. Drop and rub orange on cuts, scratches, stings, rashes, bites, or sunburn. Now, you might find yourself in a situation, and I've found myself in a situation here on Kauai, like that client who cut herself. You might be in a situation where you're down on the beach and someone comes running out of the water because they got stung by a jellyfish, a man-o-war. And most of the lifeguards know that one of the remedies is urine, another one is a meat tenderizer, but they just can't go and pee on a person in public. So they should carry some at the lifeguard stand. Or if you show up on the scene, I wouldn't hesitate. Just like pull your hand out, put it in your container and rub it on them. We're talking about, keeping them from suffering. Orange injections. Yes. What are those? Q-tips? You're muted.
That's the eyedropper one, where you put it to the eye. That's the eye cup.
Okay. Beautiful.
Yeah, that's a new one. It comes in this here. Yeah.
Okay. That's its travel case or something.
Right. The travel case. Yes.
Yeah, it looks protected.
And then of course the syringe that you can use. Yeah,
right.
they're on Amazon.
All right. You have to get a certain needle size.
20 milliliters. It's just
Isn't there a gauge of
like,
what?
Yeah, like the gauge, like that. You can
Right.
pull it up and fill it, and it can be used, and then you pull this off the bottom of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And you put it up. Yeah.
All right. So orange injections work super fast. Right? If somebody passes out, has an anaphylactic shock, seizure, heart attack, it's a lifesaver. It goes really fast. The same with somebody who is really ill and you want to get something in the bloodstream really fast. That's the way to do it. But some people who are nervous around needles won't even try this. So this is only for the people who are willing to try it. As the body purifies, be prepared for clients who demonstrate symptoms such as headaches, joint and muscle pain, body aches, sore throat, general malaise, sweating, chills, nausea, or any other symptoms, types of reactions that they may feel real intense. Be ready to face it, not panic or interrupt the process with any unnatural or human-made medicine. Orange injections will awaken the immune system and its warriors ready for fighting any disease. In cases of emergencies, when there is no time to lose, an injection of evolving orin can save a person's life. And what some people have done, and these are rare, but I've heard of instances where someone shows up on the scene before the 911 people show up, the first responders, the ambulances, the firemen, before they show up, and they would treat the person or resuscitate the client who's laying down on the ground, and the person would be improved, and they would sit up, and even before the first responders show up, they've already got them where they can walk home, they can get out of the scene. But some people stay around because they have to write reports. Wouldn't you rather be able to walk away? Yeah, I would. So it goes super fast and it forces the body to heal and release toxins a lot quicker. Direct injection of orin into the bloodstream will bypass the stomach. Listen to this. It bypasses the stomach, digestion, and elimination systems, and that makes it very potent. New research reveals that orin therapy can be beneficial under all of these conditions. It is recommended for clients to not use orin therapy when doing certain drugs, medication, heavy smoking, drinking alcohol, or coffee. There was an American doctor named Dr. Hitt in Mexico. He had a urine clinic out there. He treated 20,000 patients using orin injections. That's the face cover.
It's a small one. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, yeah.
Does that fit over you, or is that for kids?
No, for me. Fits
All
right
right.
over. Covers right over. Yeah, usually you could turn it either way around and do it that way or that way. And it's really pretty neat, and it comes right out. I got this one on Amazon. And I did this during COVID. I put colloidal silver in it, but now I can try this.
Yes.
Yes.
Does it have two settings?
Yeah, no, just one. This one just has one, and it comes out real steam. It just has one.
Okay.
I got all my grandkids here looking at it. Okay, yeah, so it's pretty good.
That's grandma. She's got her hobby.
Say
Okay.
hi. Say hi. I have triplets, 8-year-old triplets, and yeah, say hi.
Hi guys.
Five of them. I have 5 of them today, from 4 to what? 3 to 8. Triplets are 8, and then how old are you? 5, and then your sister 4. Yes.
All right. Aloha, kids. Aloha.
Say aloha.
Hello.
He's coming to you from Hawaii.
He's in Hawaii. Yes.
So, yeah, it goes a lot faster. That's the reason you do an injection. You don't have to have the downtime of digesting or going to the stomach. So if you need something quick, that's what orin injections are for. Any questions?
So can you explain the process of how to do that? It seems like you buy a needle. I don't know if you buy those like on Amazon or something, and then you kind of just stick yourself. I mean, I've never did anything like that before.
Well, I tried it as the enema, first, and put some in there to absorb. And then like it just comes in a bag. Where my bag at? I just had the big bag.
Does that have a needle? We're talking about injection.
No, there's no needle. It's
Right.
just a plastic right there. It's just a
Right.
plastic. You fill it up and then you just push it,
Yeah.
and it comes out. It's no
Yeah,
needle.
but that's different than a needle injection.
Yeah, it's a syringe. But Kakar, hand me that bag of syringes I just put in there. I get a whole bag of them. Now that's the one that I ordered yesterday. You told me about
It's also
that-
called a syringe, but
the bags with the syringes. Yeah,
Talking
this
about-
one here.
right. We're talking about needle injection.
Oh, I have those too.
All right.
I did try the needle injection. I have the needle ones where I tried, like some people inject it into their body. The needle, it comes with it. You can get those on Amazon. See, it has a needle at the end, and you just put it in there, a little bit in there. This is 100 1 millimeter, like it's like white right there. And then you put it in there and you push it up. And some people inject it into their muscle. They say you can only inject the urine into your muscle, not into your veins.
That's why they go for the butt muscle. Into the
Yeah, well, I
thigh.
do mine on the thigh. And that's it. I only tried it one time. I was scared. That's why I'm in your class.
Well, that'll be a thing of the past. It was my good friend, Dr. Ed Group. All right, Susan, hold on. She did this once before. Susan, Susan. Susan, did you mean to call? All right, I'm not going to play with her. Okay, so most people use a butt muscle in the thigh, but Dr. Group wanted to experiment since he's a researcher. He injected it into his arm, and he said it worked just fine. So you have to come to grips with, where you want to do the injection and where you feel okay with it.
So he did his in his arm. It's kind of hard. Oh, I guess you could do it in the arm. Oh, right there? Oh,
Right there.
Right there?
You put the plasma in. His mind was urine is plasma. You put plasma in your arm. Why can't I put urine in my arm? So he put it in his arm. He did just fine.
All right.
To each his own. To each his own. All right. Susan, can you mute yourself? Can you mute?
One moment, please. Yes.
Thank you. So you kind of get an idea what the goggles are? This is from George Johnson out in Montana. He's the one who came up with this, and I wanted to honor him and put it in the book. So this is a way to do both eyes at once. All right, these are swimmer's goggles. You can buy them at an athletic store, or you can find them free at the Lost and Found at the local rec center. For the people who don't have $12 to $15, you go to the rec center and say, "Can I look through your Lost and Found?" Yeah, boom. And some people, they leave it at the side of the swimming pool and they never come back for it. So these are real easy to manifest. So this is for you, George. He discovered that goggles work really well. And there's a picture of him wearing his goggles. What I can't understand is, how do you see through them when you got water between you and the outside world? And everything is kind of like look at where Susan is. See how it's diffused? That's what it kind of looks like. All right, we got 15 minutes. You ready to go into the belly button?
Mm-hmm.
We're going to end with the belly button, and then I'm going to mark this for the next class, which is tomorrow, same time, same link. If anybody's asking.
Can you confirm the time, the start time?
Yep, start time is going to be 8:30 in the morning, unless we need to change it.
Okay.
And it's going to be the same link each time, as far as I know. I can always send it out to you if you're not sure.
Is this the only time? Because can I ask you if the others, I don't know, I'm having trouble with this time. If it was later, it would be much easier, like even an hour later, because all these people from, we're still here from Shabbos, and I was trying to listen, and they just were making too much noise.
Is that your only access to the internet?
Yeah, I don't hear it. I have to go to the library. I'm gonna go to the library next time where they have internet.
All right, let's ask everybody on the call. Will coming an hour later work for you guys?
Yeah, that's fine with me. Yeah.
Oh boy, is she a classy lady? Look at that.
I found these in my sauna. I bought them for the sauna.
Yeah, it'll hold. Tanya, can you come an hour later tomorrow?
I'm trying to figure out because of the time change, so it would be 9:30 Hawaiian time.
Correct. So whatever the time zone is in yours with the daylight change is what you calculate.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is change it on Zoom and send you the link. I don't know if it changes anything, how you access the call. I'll change the setting for tomorrow and then send.
Is there a class tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow, 9:30.
Oh, that's right. I see. So it's gonna be this, it's not just once a week and, no, it's just, okay.
All right, we're coming up to class number 3. As we get closer to class number 5, if you guys, can you hear me, Trina?
What time?
Same time, we're gonna do it, and I'm gonna switch it to 9:30 Hawaii time.
Okay, so that's 1:30 my time. Okay.
What I'd like to ask of everybody is to send me your name as you'd like it to appear on your certificate of completion of the course in Urine Therapy. So I can have my digital graphics designer make you this beautiful certificate that you can.
You have to think of something, Shoshana.
Okay.
Can we do it after? This is a very, very expensive course I'm taking, and I'll be off the phone in 10 minutes.
No, just put the case on it.
For
Okay.
certificate of completion. I hope you guys, did you hear that announcement? So send me your names, however you send it through WhatsApp, email, and then I'll have Jessica prepare it for the final class.
It's hard to hear because of the background noise.
Yeah. Can you mute,
Yeah,
Susan?
yeah, that's right. I'm doing it somewhere else next time. And I in the library, and it shouldn't be noisy like this.
That's okay. We'll get it. All right. So we're gonna meet tomorrow at 9:30. If you will, send me your names, how you want it, put on the certificate of completion. And Trina, you and I can meet so you can make up for the class you missed.
Okay.
Yeah, whenever it's convenient, our schedules will jive. We can do that.
Okay, that's great.
Okay, so in this last time we have, we're going to go over the important belly button. The navel. It's amazing. It has the Pachadi. The Pachadi is that leftover part of the umbilicus that's cut after birth. And behind the navel, there are, behind the navel, there are 72,000 veins that reach every organ and system of the body. It branches out. There's a circuitry going on. It touches everything. So did you know that the blood vessels in our body is equal to double the circumference of the earth? That's quite a statistic. Well, it seems that Ayurvedic, the belly button is used as a portal to deliver nutrients or medicines into the body. Now we know that all humans have a belly button unless you were born with an umbilical hernia and had it surgically repaired, leaving you without a navel. But not every mammal has belly buttons. Kangaroos and platypuses don't have a belly button. Dolphins do. Little fact, in case you didn't know that. Belly buttons accumulate a lot of bugs. Some 2,400 different species are found lurking in the navel, and everyone's belly button bugs, that's fun to say, everybody's belly button bugs are a different composition. Navel lint is a gross mix of fibers, hair, and dead skin cells. You may be wondering, how's the belly button so powerful? It's all about location, location, location. The belly button is near the center of your abdomen and around your center of gravity, some know as the third chakra or your core. It sits over your intestines and a major lymph nodes and blood vessels, and it's near your vagus nerve, which is responsible for the rest and digestion functions of the body. Unlike the rest of the abdomen, there's little or no muscle behind the navel, which makes it a perfect access point to your belly. The rest of the body connects to the belly button by facial trains that cross right near it. It's also the entry point of the major energy center in your lower abdomen, and navels are very important in reflexology to stimulate the whole body. So next page over. How to apply it on your belly button. This should be pretty easy to understand. Eliminates stubborn pimples, acne, achieve a glowing face, hydrates and moistens dry, chapped lips, keeps your intestines moving while removing harmful bacteria and keeping the good. Actually, Orange works as a mild detox. These are some of the benefits from it. Improves fertility, works wonders for a cold and a flu, eases menstrual pain, reduces all kinds of joint pains, relieves upset stomach, bloating, and digestive problems, improves blood flow, heals constipation, and builds a strong digestive system. And here's how you use it. At nighttime, page 110, before going to bed, soak a cotton ball in it. Stick it in your belly button. If you're not sure if it's going to make it through the night, some people put a moist washcloth on top of it to weigh it down. And just it's going to stay in there as long as it can stay in there. And some people just put in drops. That's up to you. Remember, it's a powerful compound and safe to use directly on the skin, as this does not cause sensitization and irritation. It does not have to be diluted unless a rapid detox would be of concern. Try this for tremors, strokes, lethargy, spaciness, equilibrium or dizziness concerns, depression, inflammation, and dry skin. So anybody have a grandpa who doesn't quite know how to walk right and his balance is off? He has a neurological problem or his brain, put soaked urine in his belly button. See if that helps. Any questions? Tomorrow we're going to start up with aged urine versus fresh urine. We're going to find out what's inside it, those sediments. We're going to talk about the orange bath, or what some people call the pee bath. My son is going to build one out there, and he had one in his apartment in New York City. He had a urine bath, and the trouble was to keep it warm all the time. So he has developed a way that he has the bath tub inside another container, and inside there's like a moat, and there's a heating element in there, so it keeps it a consistent warmth. Pretty clever. So we're going to do all that tomorrow and finish up with all the protocols before we go on. Let's see, that's going to take us the bedside, deodorants, the nails, until we get to chapter 8. In chapter 8, we're going to go into making general treatment suggestions for yourself and for other people. Any questions? All
I
right.
was wondering,
Yeah, go ahead.
no, I guess I'm just listening. I'll ask you afterward, after the class, if that's
Yep. All right, guys, it's Saturday. You don't have to stay in class. You can go cut loose and go play. For those that have my cell phone number, I'll put it on there. I'm always available for consultations and clients across the planet. So if you or someone really wants to know how to deep clean your mind, body, emotions, and really, get your balance and your way of being back, this is what I do in consultations. It's a whole lot of fun. There's my cell phone number. You're welcome to use it. You're welcome to share it. Do not post it on social media if you don't mind.
It disappeared.
Oh, uh-oh. AI doesn't want it. No, it's there. Oh, did I do it? You see it?
No, I don't see it. It was there for a second.
It's in the chat feed.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay, okay, I got it. I didn't think of that. The chat show up and then go back. I have to open it up. Okay, got it.
Yeah, girl, you got on the wrong platform.
Yeah, I got to get on this Zoom stuff.
Okay, I'm giving you some very important websites.
Okay.
First one is my website.
Uh-huh.
You can see my whole world and everything that I've written, produced, recorded, drew pictures of, blah, 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 and all the events and so forth. That's there. The second one is Shivambu Hut, our nonprofit organization based out of Boulder, Colorado. And the last one is a social media platform we built for the worldwide family that you access by going to shivambu.org and finding the link to Shivambu Hut, where you can get free membership. We currently have 1,175 members. Is that impressive? What's very exciting, Trina, is that prior to the illusion known as COVID in 2020, we only had 200 or 300 members. But when the word got out that people didn't trust the fake medical industry and they were seeking alternatives, the membership went up from 200 to now it's 1,000, 1,175. It jumped 300 new members every year. 300 or 400 or 500 new members. So I invite you to go to the Shivambu Hut and get a membership, because there's content that people share and that I share and post that you don't find on social media. And you make some friends for life. That's the beauty of social media. The Water family, you can talk about this practice that you don't talk to with anybody else. So it's a joy to be able to have you here and to be able to know that there's other people out there that really honor you doing this practice. So any last comments before we close the class today?
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I recommend that when the class is over, as soon as you can think about it, write down your insights. Write down what you can remember from class. Write down some action you'll take about changing your Shivambu lifestyle. And if you have any questions that weren't answered today, bring them tomorrow and we will go after them. Okay, and here's how we close every class. Group hug. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Bye for now.